goodness. All right, turn down for what? As an opening to this restream, welcome to our last qualifier for the DDR first tournament. And I just set all of our racers off, and we will be starting shortly. And a couple of chat plugs. So if you are new to what DDR is, as I have way too many exclamation points, and yes, I would like to send a message. Thank you. So the dungeon door requirement rule set is a glitch rule set specifically designed with the randomizer. So I know we just came from the EU weekly for the standard rule set. So this is kind of an in-between from standard and no item manipulation and wrong warp. So we will be seeing another item randomizer, but with a different flair. And joining me, we have Dobby Digital on commentating and Lazy on tracking.
Hello, hello.
That was a very long intro. You were probably wondering when I was going to shut up. The silence is acceptance. Thanks, Dobby.
Oh, I was just mentioning, I think apparently we have the wrong layout on screen. We have 4-player layout.
And we're on 2. Yes, I can count.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. Please stand by. We appreciate your patience in this matter, since Shiro currently is tracking as well as restreaming and commentating. So we definitely appreciate patience on this end. But as for the actual race we're seeing here, as Shiro was mentioning, this is the DDR rule set. And so if you're not familiar with it, a lot of the openings you're going to see are very similar to what you have for standard. Since in order to do a lot of the glitches, you're going to need to find items in order to do that. So opening routes typically will go and find a bunch of items to start out with. One interesting thing that we noticed that basically never happens is that they are apparently starting with a medallion, which we've just found out is apparently allowed. And typically every CB reroll starts with a stone. And the most important settings that we're looking at here, if you're looking in terms of what items are people going to need in order to beat the game, you need 1 stone in order to open the Rainbow Bridge, so that gives you access to the Trowel region. And then you need 5 medallions to get the Ganon's BK from Light Arrow cutscenes. So that's going to be your end goal: 1 stone, 5 medallions. Because of that, and the stone or in the medallion start, we're likely to see pretty much every player do an early Deku tree, since it doesn't matter what the reward is, it's going to be useful for you.
And they were also saying earlier in the race time chat that the majority of players will do the same opening. The other reason for doing Deku early is, as Dobby is saying, because it's useful, but also because it is technically a Sphere Zero in a way. You can farm rupees to get sticks and a shield. You can basically, as Key was showing off and Sage will be doing shortly, get the Infinite Sword glitch, also known as ISG, to just continually farm sticks for free, which is a nice addition to this rule set. And essentially get like 4 or 5 free items. Whether or not they're useful is up to the seed, but they're relatively free and quick. And you'll get some type of benefit regardless. And we're looking at our first hint, so Flare Dancer, what was that, Hammer Chest? Flare Dancer's guard a small key. I think that,
yeah, and that's
that hint.
Yeah, the top of fire for the Hammer Chest with a small key, so they will not be going for that. We have plenty of extra keys, especially in DDR rule set, so
yeah,
if they remember that.
You can skip a key. It's not as easy to keylock yourself in fire, however you can keylock yourself in the Shadow Temple, and I missed what the second hint was for Sage.
That's Hyrule Field We're the Hero.
Yay! Hyrule Field We're the Hero. We'll figure out if that is going to be bomb or hammer locked.
One interesting thing for the Way of the Hero, as we're mentioning, it's 1 S over 5M. And so, Way of the Hero, what that means is that logically that item is required to beat the seed. And notably, with our particular settings, that usually means that that item is locking 2 medallion dungeons. What is this? They get medallion start and bombs in Deku Tree?
Dobby, you're banned. You're not allowed to roll C's anymore. Everyone's going to be probably very what was the word I was looking for? I was gonna say disgruntled, but probably
Very nervous about
very nervous. They're not gonna know what to do because they're being handed all of these items that they can complete the entire seed.
We don't know. We don't know what our medallions are, but there are still stuff that's just always going to be good. Bombs are
Okay.
Sure. Scale is some. What is this? The
And
first
money.
3 items? Money is less likely to be useful since we already found a bomb bag, and so that's really one of the main uses. Is that if you happen to need to buy shoes, but like you don't say no to extra money. It's just like real life, you know. Also, we get to appreciate that Sage has the randomized music and getting some lovely minigame music here.
Sometimes, even more times, it's like an incentive to get out as quickly as possible because the music is just very unsettling.
What?
Ah!
What is this?
What is this? What did you do?
I don't know. This is
the website is definitely broken.
clearly.
This is why I was having issues with it before.
So, yeah,
Wow.
those are 2 items that are absolutely fantastic. If you are new to the Dungeon Door rule set, the 2 major things you're going to encounter, the 2 major rules that will come to play here. There are some general banned glitches, notably item manipulation, run warps, and other notable thing being bomb hovering. But the most important things for this particular race is that in order to enter the dungeons, they need to do it more or less the intended way. And then in order to get to the boss door, they have to stand in front of it and press A. So there are no boss key skips or anything like that. And so that means that in order to access the dungeon, you need hookshot for minimum two dungeons, because you need it in order to enter Forest Temple, and you need it in order to enter Water Temple. So hookshot tends to be one that blocks you in a lot of cases. And bombs can be used in a lot of tricks. Yeah, I don't get it. This is like the opposite of one major item per dungeon. Just everything's in Deku Tree.
Which does happen, and that is something that we've discussed a lot and will come up in a lot of different setting discussions of closed or open Deku. Is what is the point of the Kokiri sword? So it matters a little bit more for standard rule set because you do require the Kokiri sword to get past Mido. However, in DDR, you can do whatever you want. You can like backflip over him, you can pokey escape, you could do a mega flip. Like there are a lot of different ways you could Hess. If you have access to explosives or like to do a more complicated our seed exploration in different spoiler logs, I think we gen like 1,000 logs at least to see if there was a benefit to opening or closing Deku, and the generator just really likes to put things here no matter if it's blocked by a Kokiri sword or not. So we decided to keep open Deku because it's just more of a pain to have it closed. I don't know if this seed listened to that discussion and was like, yeah, let's keep it open all the time for freebie stuff.
Hi, OoTR. And yeah, we did thanks to Emraxis. Emraxis was one of the major players who helped us gen all of that stuff. So we definitely appreciate finding out.
Pause for you?
Nope, not on my end. You did
All
cut
right.
out briefly
What is
on
going
for
with
audio.
my computer. Oh, it looks like it's an emerald. Oops. Nope. Let's try that again.
Yeah, so as we were mentioning for Deku Tree, Yeah, there are a ton of ways you can skip Mido. Notably, there's a super old strat for like Mido skip using absolutely nothing but a Deku stick. So theoretically, you could just do that right away and access it, but it's adding effectively a super hard trick at the beginning with no real benefit. And so we just opted for, you know what, we'll just keep it open so that way you aren't basically required to do a tough trick if you want to just play this seed and do the normal open route.
Right, and Sage showing off some Hessing across Hyrule Field. While Hessing is a swag strat, it is definitely not required for this to be competitive in this rule set. You could super slide if that's easier for you, or you could backwalk. It saves on average, what, 8 or 10 seconds? So not extremely significant.
Oh, foolish walkways. Yes, I found out from Arthur Houdini that if you do a perfect pass the entire distance across Hyrule Field, so going from castle to the lake, and you do it perfectly first try using the backwalk strat, you save 20 seconds. So it is very much not a kind of like a mandatory trick. It doesn't save that much time just for movement purposes. Mirror shield at 40. Oh, well, we will see. Oh, hovers. Interesting.
Wait. Oh, so hover's way the hero since that was found in Hyrule Field.
It's a chance, and that would mean Shadow Medallion and Fire Medallion likely, and with boss with key issues would be my guess. But yes, hovers are also a thing you really like to find in DDR rule set. Not really for their intended purpose. It's nice to have them for Shadow Temple, but you really don't need them. You very much, though, use hover boots for a lot of unintended strats. Notably, the first 3 dungeons, you're not expected to have hover boots, and so you can just obliterate the dungeons just using the hover boots, either in combination with other glitches, or just walking across them.
I heard him weep in the distance.
I also heard him weep. I think it was on Sage's side, but I don't know what the sound was. Oh, it's probably nighttime sound.
The turning night.
Yeah.
My favorite is Mweep Epona. That's the greatest.
Everyone knows that when you're about to go to bed, everyone listens for the the nocturnal weeps to let you know that all the frogs are going to sleep.
Is Key trying to farm rupees? Oh, the 10 rupees to get this. So we do not use Scrub Sanity. I know that has been something going on in the standard weekly right now. Scrub Sanity is an option for the next round of settings. So we will be putting out a settings survey, and we encourage GTG Way the Hero. We will be putting out a settings survey after the tournament and pinging standard and DDR, because we are looking to get feedback from all of our player base. And for anyone that is currently playing standard rule set but interested in branching out into DDR, we welcome all newcomers of any skill range. Doesn't matter if all you want to do is infinite sword glitch. We are happy to help teach you at any point in time. And all of the races are still built on the same glitchless logic. So none of the glitches that will be used today are required to complete the seed. This can be completed doing the standard rule set. So it's all up to your preference and how you want to play the game.
We do see Sage. I don't know if Sage is just trying for bombs. My guess is opting to trying to get the money for fishing. 16, of course. What is that item? Going for it. Is that
I would say for fishing. I
no,
did not.
The bow?
Oh, boomer? Bow?
What is this seed? Look at it, guys.
What did you do, dog?
I don't know, guys. I don't know, guys. I don't get it. But yeah, if you are looking to try out any tricks that they were saying here, you want to learn anything, or you want to just hang out, try out these settings, you can go and check out the DDR discussion channel in the OoTR Discord, which Shiro just linked there. You can also check out the DDR S1 discussion. Similarly, we'll have a bunch of players willing to help you out for that. If you are looking to try out the settings specifically, you can either check out the async section in the DDR async channel. Alternatively, if you go to the generator, the web generator, and you check the dev build, you need to make sure to have dev or else it won't properly. You can then select the DDR preset, and that will have the settings you see here. I don't think he opted to go do fishing, so we'll see if it ends up being something super useful there. As Sage is opting to do that.
He didn't want to farm the 7 more rupees, so hopefully he's not punished. With early bombs, though, we can do bomb shoot bowling. So we'll see if that's something that maybe our runners will go back and farm more rupees and try out.
Let's see, what is it? Nope. Just $5.
Big brain strat. Hello.
We have a
Please do not do that. Where was strength?
It was a message for strength in Colossus region, which is interesting. I missed the other ones, but
sorry, I got distracted by banning this.
So see, and Keymaker now opting for the early adult play. With the stone, we'll see if he ends up going to Ganon's castle. You have basically all the items you need for almost everything. Oh, and we'll find out what our medallions are.
Why?
So, Jabu, Forest, Fire, Shadow, and Spirit. So Avir and his spinning Fire and Shadow are both medallions, so that could be explaining the hover boots we have the hero. Jabu and Forest and Spirit are the other ones. Spirit for that 40 skulls. I don't know if you're going to go for that. That was, yeah, Sage, I'm pretty sure Sage got the bow.
Sorry. I clicked. Goron City has a red rupee. Was that spinning pot?
Goron has... Ooh, I'm not sure. I missed it. Because I remember that the hammer chest way up top has a red rupee.
Yes. Wait. Oh my god. No one asked me to read.
Reading too hard.
I did remember Prelude was OOT.
Oh yeah, and the other one that's there is that they're saying there's a strength at Colossus, I think.
Okay, I don't have sometimes hints. I don't know if I like having the Shadow Temple music at Lake and Harville Field. It's a little...
Hey, Spoopy 6me.
Yeah.
So Keymaker opting to do Kakariko and the butter knife. It is a good play. CAC has a bunch of items, so you're pretty much always safe to go there as adult and just clean house and see what ends up being there.
Shoot this. And money. Nice, full wallet. Alright, hopefully that means we're slowing down on all of our items for now.
I mean, we'll see. We do know that we are, just now that we know our medallions, we can kind of discuss what people are going to need. So for Forest Temple, in order to enter it, you're going to need... What is this? You need Hookshot. We found Longshot.
Long shot?
Sure.
For a stone water.
Stone water.
Oh, you know what? GTG, Way of the Hero.
Yeah,
Longshot was logically required to cross the valley.
Yeah, so I guess that's what that's pointing to at this point. It's begging you to go to GTG with this equipment. Wow. But yeah, so Forest, in order to enter it, you need Hookshot. And then while you're inside there, you might need a bow, depending on where Bosky is. Shadow, in order to enter it, okay, it's a little complicated, but in order to enter it as adult, you're going to need a fire source, magic, and then some way to get up to the top, either Nocturne or a Hookshot. If we see a child Shadow, which I hope, they would need to find Nocturne. Spirit, in order to access it, you don't need much, but... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh. Go ahead, Dobby. Sorry, finish your thought.
Oh, so yeah, so for Jabu, in order to enter it, we're going to need, you can clip through King Zora with, like, a bunch of items. And so really, the thing that's only needed there is you actually need a bottle, and you need Boomerang in order to beat it. And then Fire Temple, you don't need much in order to access it. You can pretty much do it with all our current equipment. But in order to beat it, you do need the hammer. So those are things to look out for.
Eye drops. Gorgoron was dead. Yes. So what's interesting though with our hint distro is that we do include Way of the Hero, but we also include Path of the Hero, which we haven't seen any Path of the Hero yet. And Path will be hinted towards something that is a major item from a defined list, but not necessarily linked to any type of logic, as in it picks randomly a major item from our list and will say it's in X location. And it will be in green text and say it is on the Path of the Hero.
Maybe on the hero's path, I think is exact.
So when you're saying something is Way of the so when it's something Way of the Hero in variable medallions, in order to be considered Way of the Hero, it must logically lock 3 medallions, I believe is what it is. So Colossus left hand is a strength upgrade. Thank you, Sage, for reading slowly. Greatly appreciated. But Way of the Hero is pretty fascinating. So we have a 40 skull mirror shield, which will eventually lock Spirit no matter what rule set you use. Hover boots, depending on where the fire boss key is, we do not have the trick enabled for using hover boots or for using the glitchless jump to get to the boss key door that everyone even in standard does. So logically, depending on the location, if it is key locked with Volvagia having a key, you do require hover boots, so that could be something for fire. Hover boots are required for shadow in logic. You can skip around that through a variety of glitches, but it is still logically required. And to get to Colossus at all for spirit, well, we have a long shot, it's probably not as required, but something has to be going on with GTG for it to be Way of the Hero, which to me would probably mean a hammer or a boomerang. What do you think, Dobby?
Well, my guess, since at this point it's going to have to lock 2 medallions, my guess is it might be something magic related, because we're going to need that for Shadow, and we'll need that to beat the game. So that's it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's in DGG. Because yeah, my guess is it's going to be magic related, since regardless, Way of the Hero means that it's logically required to beat the game. And so notably, that usually means that it's locking 2 medallions, but it can also mean that it's locking the bow, the light arrows, or the magic. So those are really the kind of possibilities. Bow, we already know where it is. We found it. We know that's easy to find. Light arrows, it's usually not, since it's directly hinted by Ganon, but need to be indirectly hinted. And then it's just magic. So my guess is it's probably going to be magic related. Pointing to magic lock magic is my guess. One fun thing.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I wonder what our path hints will hint to, though, if our Way of the Hero hints are actually useful this time.
My hope is we get a path hint for Shadow, and that's going to lead people to what I personally hope is going to happen, is that there's a magic in Shadow Temple. Because if there's a magic in Shadow Temple, that increases the chances that someone might go for Child Shadow. I want it. I want it so bad. So that's my hope. This is my headcanon.
Disclaimer, Child Shadow is not required in any means, but we do it for swag because it's fun. But
yeah, it is not
Shadow
required.
Is definitely advanced.
It's very interesting to see, and I so want to see that at one point. We've had it happen once on a restream, and of course, it was one of the few times that I wasn't doing comms, and I was sad. Ooh, he's going for skulls here. I don't know if he's just going for the for 10 and 20, which obviously aren't hinted, so he might be required to get them without hints, or if he's trying to go for that 40.
I mean, there are definitely some players that will do skull routing because it is a guaranteed item. I mean, if you're really good at skull routing, it's something you enjoy, you're going to be hitting a lot of temples like Shadow and Forest that have free skulls. If there's an early boomer, I mean, that's 3 skulls in Jabu to I mean, we are currently having the last qualifier for the dungeon requirement. So this is the 8th race, of which players need to complete at least 3 in order to qualify for the tournament. So I will plug the description of what this rule set is. So it is item randomizer, but it is allowing a lot of glitches compared to the standard rules. So this is strength in Goron City. So there is a little bit more routing differences and item requirements depending on the skill level of these players. It is still able to be completed completely glitchless or within standard, if that is your preference. But we will be able to see a little bit more different routing, at least. So we hope you stick around and see a different version of randomizer that you may be used to. This looks like a forest starter pack with minuet, a hookshot, long shot, strength, and a bow. And forest being the vanilla medallion, so the forest medallion. ZL, maybe, is on Prelude. That is possible. Has been known to happen. And an extra bomb pack. What is this? Dobby!
No, I don't get it, guys. I don't understand. This is like, the seed's being too nice, and it's putting me on edge. I don't understand. I didn't who could do this. That was amazing on Q-side. It is kind of the hitboxes on skulls are very weird, and so it looks like bare minimum key is definitely doing at least some skull routing for 10 or 20. We'll see. We do know that a 40 is a mirror shield, so that if you do get all the way to 40, that gives you one of your medallions, or access one of the medallions. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll see if Keymaker's opting to go into Fire Temple itself. No, he's victim. Playing it risky though with his time. Also, get your bets in for what Sultana time stage we'll get for this. I'm going with 48, the classic. Oh, and there we've got a bottle in the volcano, which is perfect. You do need a bottle. It's one of the ones that you always forget about. In order to do Jabu, you need to in DDR you are required to go and like feed him a fish, Rip Susan. And so you are required to find a bottle in order to access Jabu, and that's one that we tend to forget about all the time.
And for anyone that doesn't know, Susan is a name I coined for fish, and Susan is basically our helper in Forest Temple. So in DDR, there are enable useful cutscenes. So there are 2 cutscenes that you'll see as compared to normal standard weekly, and one of them is the pose as they are bringing the elevator down in the beginning of Forest Temple in that main room, and also Darunia in Fire Temple. Unfortunately, within the rule set, we cannot do anything with Darunia. You can boss key skip if you were to do a hookshot jump by manipulating the camera so that you don't see Darunia, because technically he doesn't exist unless you look at him. So you can camera manip so you can make your way all the way over to a hookshotable location, and then basically hookshot and look at the cutscene at the same time, and it flies you out of bounds so you can get back down into the boss room. It's not allowed, but still super fun. So if that's something that you'd like to do in a different race, particularly no item manipulation or wrong warp or no logic, just for funsies, enable useful cutscenes. But in DDR, as hopefully we'll be seeing shortly on Quayside, as he's probably going to enter Forest, you can use a bottle item, so you can do bugs or fish, but fish is bro, to essentially interrupt the cutscene so that you can move and get onto the elevator and go down with it during the cutscene, and that elevator will stay lifted throughout the entirety of the temple as long as you do not die or warp.
Well, it's more than that.
Well, more than that. Hopefully my sound is better, by the way. I changed my internet.
Haven't cut out yet, so that's good news.
All right.
But yes, in Forest, the elevator will stay up, just so long as you don't do absolutely anything that resets the dungeon. So that includes, as Shira was mentioning, saving quick, dying, but also includes things like using FW, getting caught by a wall master, avoiding out, anything like that will cause that elevator to go back down. So you just have to be very, very, very careful. We do see some interesting divergence here. Sage opting to do Dodongo's Cavern, even though it is a stone. It's got lots of nice checks. Oh, so there you go. We found a Hylian shield for you, Shira. Shiro is very adamantly on team never buy a shield. In chat, are you on team never buy a shield, on team always buy a shield, or on team buy a shield when if it's convenient? We've got an always buy it. We've got Shira, who, as you're mentioning, is never buy it. Chaotic Dragon Kitty is on the same team as me. It's convenient.
Farm. Always do.
Oh, and we're about to see Keymaker. Keymaker is going to be going for the Pokatsu. So you can see here, Shiro was mentioning, our goal was to drop this fish on a certain frame and re-catch it on a, well, mostly it's to catch it on a certain frame. We'll see. Key's using an old school setup for it. This is the one you actually will find on the ZeldaSpeedRuns website with the tricks. It's based on the timing for the sword sprint, which I think he got it there, but he might have been 1 frame late. Yeah, I think it was 1 frame late. There are also other setups you can do involving like running from the door, and it's based on like you drop it when you can see Link's left sole or left foot, and then you pick it up, like you turn around and pick it up.
Seems like Sage is hopefully just getting skulls here. May also be going for that 40 skull mirror shield. There are some freebies in. Why not?
We
found fire. What?
We found Dins. That does lend to Shadow Temple as a dull. So I'm hoping we don't find magic that can block this shadow. That's still my hope. I'm still hoping for it, guys. Hashtag believe.
I mean, so Shadow is definitely going to be a dungeon that our players going to want to do. Like, I'd say 100%. So I wonder if we're still missing our path hint. So there may be a DC path of the hero hint incoming. Nice ice trap. But it's interesting, I guess. Sage taking the risk, getting some skulls, because why not? Getting rewarded for it, also finding Dins. Fire arrow entry is allowed in this rule set, so if you do not have Dins, you can fully complete Shadow Temple. You can have the Redead freeze you in the back room where the boss key chest is to get both sides. You don't need to have Dins in this rule set to access those 2 chests, so if you like fire arrow entry and you have fire arrows in magic, you can enter as adult that way as well. So Dins is not a requirement, it's a nice to have, but there are alternatives to get there. Oh my god. Roboting? I don't know what to do.
Hashtag blame ISP. Oh, and here we actually saw Key got it here, so you can see him just run over to that elevator and just hop on. And I think he's got the thing, yeah. So if you ever get stuck in this situation and you're doing the elevator skip and then it slowly goes down on you, it seems like you're stuck, but all you have to do is side hop or backflip, and then the elevator will continue going down. Oh, we found the paperweight, the most important item to find, of course. And so Key now is going through this dungeon. As we're mentioning, Shira was mentioning earlier, if you do this trick, you have to avoid doing anything that will reload the temple. So you have to make sure not to die. You have to make sure not to get caught. Oh, there's Boomerang. That's a very nice find down here. It's not what you're really mostly looking for down here is the boss key, since then you can just go straight to the boss and not have to worry about the like resetting the elevator. But Boomerang gives you another medallion you can do, so you don't say no to that for sure. With that, Key will definitely be able to do with his current equipment would be able to do Javelin, and so like that opens up that dungeon for him. He still will need to find, he'll need to definitely either do find Hammer or complete 40 skulls. One of the two is going to be required, we know. Because we know that for Spirit Temple, you need that mirror shield in order to complete it, and we know it's on 40 skulls. What we're doing though, we do hope for an early boss key for our runners. You do definitely want an early boss key in Forest. Regardless, it's still optimally played. It's still going to be better to have done the post skip, or the cutscene skip to get down to the elevator early, since that will mean you don't have to defeat the last two foes. So if done optimally, it will always be better to do the cutscene skip. Briefing Marco Sapphire. Oh, for which one? Oh yeah, it's marked here that Dodongo's is Ruby, so that might be incorrect here. We'll have to see at one point when he flips. Also, I do appreciate this music for Goron City. Very appropriate. And interesting, Sage is going back here for this hint. At this point, with I don't think they found any path hints. So it's definitely going to be worthwhile for them. Also, Shira is currently experiencing some technical difficulties, so she'll be back briefly. Meanwhile, on Keymaker's side, he's actually doing a really cool trick here. If you put on the hover boots on a certain frame of being damaged, it gives you like a massive burst of speed. So you can see here that gives you like this giant jump that you can reach this section early. And that really helps. It helps you skip having to go all the way around once, so it's quite nice. Keymaker's still looking for that boss key. About the worst spots you can get for DDR for the boss key are the two ones next to the pose. Since that's basically halfway through the dungeon, so it's gonna have to go all the way around. Yeah, we've had two early bomb bags. That was a nice jump for the key. Oh, Sage actually opting to buying a tunic. Interesting. You can also see him. I think he's got a strength, but it's still faster to do this. He's opting to do the skips you can do here. And this allows you to completely skip all of the strength requirements in Forest Temple. You can do a ground jump. Well, first he's getting this chest, of course. But what you can do is you can do a ground jump to clip into the on top of the block. That gives you a that lets you go be on top of the thing, and then if you have hover boots, you can just go and circle all the way around to reach the ledge that's behind there. So you'll see that in a second here. Just getting into the corner and then kind of positioning, and you'll be able to just reach in that ledge. Ooh, just missing it. There's a backup you can do here if you just pull the block. He's not opting for it. Okay. He's opting to go back around. One interesting thing, on Key's side, I see he has marked down in his personal tracker an opportunity hint for a trail. I don't know if I don't remember seeing that. If we check, I think it's this one. Nope, that's the wrong chat. Pro tip, use the correct track. I was in the Goron City Maze. Yeah, so I'll have to update that. If that's the... If we have a path for DMT, that's a very interesting one. There's not that many things that are there. So there's only a couple checks. I don't think we found anything major.
Is this any better?
Oh, there we go. Welcome back, Shira.
Hopefully this fixes itself as I reopen links, but I hear a Path of the Hero for Trail.
Yeah, apparently we found that. Path of the Hero for Trail.
Interesting.
We know that Big Goron is dead, so there's, like, what? 3 more checks? One of which involves Song of Storms?
Yeah, and Trail Fairy. Maybe Vanilla Magic. That would be funny.
True. That would be amazing. No, it wouldn't be, because then we wouldn't get to choose a child. Hashtag believe. I want it. So we will see. Sage actually looks like going for it right now. Or would, but I don't think they have Zelda's lullaby. Bare minimum, we'll be able to narrow it down to see which, as I think at this point, Sage can't do 2 checks. And I think Robo Shiro is happy to be Robo no more.
I got really confused because I read that as it was still roboting, and I'm like, wait a minute, no! I got very sad.
Well, Keymaker getting that trick now that we see him just climbing up. If you are in that kind of situation after you flip, what you can do is you can just pull the block and then climb up and use hover boost to cross. So if you have strength, you can do that and it'll still be faster. If not, you will have to go all the way around again.
It does look like Sage is hard going for skulls too, so that 40 skull mirror shield is definitely a potential.
You know, Sage is really good at skull routing. He tends to be quite good at that, and so like I wouldn't be surprised if he's currently planning for that 40.
Yeah, and also Vanilla Boss Key, is this even rando?
I don't think so. I think it's actually been vanilla this whole time and none of us noticed.
I mean, that explains the long shot early.
Exactly. Everyone knows that long shot is actually the first item you get in the vanilla game while playing casual.
Exactly. It's actually in Mido's house.
Yeah. They give you both of them in there, but no, most players don't realize this. We're going to ignore the fact that if you use Hookshot as child, it crashes the game.
Exactly. That we're not going to speak of that.
You actually start as adult in vanilla. It's fine. So that's Epona's. Interesting. So that means that, like, the minuet being super early, it means that you wouldn't necessarily need that long shot in order to access GTG. It's still really pushing you there with like bombs, bow, long shot, and hovers. Like, it is screaming that it wants you to go to GTG.
I mean, like we said earlier, we could open a bet if we wanted to of what would be the way of the hero in GTG, if we wanted to. We do it for like 30 seconds. Because what items do we not have? Basically, magic, hammer, or light arrows are probably it, and it can't point to light arrows. It also, way the hero cannot point to Ruto's letter. It's something that we removed from our hint distribution, so it's like a 50-50 for magic or hammer. Or even better, it could be another, free shield. Or it could be another strength, which means potentially something for spirit or light trial, more likely if it's way of the hero.
One thing to keep in mind, though, for things like that, it can't point directly to those, but it can point indirectly. So it can point to you to something you need for light arrows.
Mm-hmm.
That is still possible.
Correct.
At this point, I'm not sure what it could be, but theoretically, if it's locked behind, like, Song of Storms or something, who knows?
We don't know where Song of Storms is yet, though. It very well could be on Prelude.
Yeah, or Serenade, and Serenade logically would need Rudos. We can't have it there, but it would still be logically required.
Yes.
So Key looks like opting to basically full clear forest, which, you know, it's not bad. Well, you're in here anyway, and you're this far in, like, it's probably not that bad to do. Especially since you still need some items. Cool. And we'll see. We'll find out, because it looks like Sage may be opting to go forest now. And if that's the case, we'll definitely find out if Sage is going for 40 skull routing, since you're passed by a lot of skulls. So if Sage gets more skulls than 2 in here, definitely currently planning for that mirror shield.
Semi-early boss key.
Yeah, and we'll be, and it's true. We'll see if Sage also opts for like full clearing after finding that boss key, or just keeps going. We see here an alternate strat. As we were saying, there's a lot of different setups with this. There we go. Nicely done. Yeah, so we'll see. Sage right now is opting for 21. So yeah, so he's definitely going for those 40. We will also see on Keymaker's side the best, one of the best uses for ISG. It's super nice when you learn it. Since, as you were mentioning at the start, ISG considers you to be stabbing every single frame, and you reflect Phantom Ganon's beams when you're stabbing. And so Yuji can just stand there as it repeatedly murders himself in the face. Boop. Ooh, unless that happens. So yeah, there are some weird angles you can get where the hitbox doesn't fully cover you, and so it is possible to get like hit by Phantom Ganon. I guess Forest Medallion for Key. We'll see if that ends up being like Zelda's Lullaby is still very useful. Notably in DDR, you do need Zelda's Lullaby to complete Shadow Temple, since you need it to ride the boat. So if they are planning on doing Shadow, they will still need to find that song at least.
No, I thought there was a boat skip that takes you to the boss room, and you don't boss key skip there.
None of the current boss key methods keep the room loaded, so you're not able to open the door. So basically, for DDR, currently, at least to my knowledge, you are required to ride the boat. Because every either boss key skip or the ones that get you in the room, the door isn't loaded properly.
This gives Bolero, so yeah, Bolero not helpful, but something, and Requiem at this point are 3 child songs, so could be.
We'll see. As you were mentioning, one stone gives you access to Ganon's castle, and so we'll see if he ends up going there. It's at this point, it's a good play with long shot, hovers, everything. It's you can definitely do a lot. We also see here, you might be wondering, with just there are 7 items in the light trial that currently you're expected to need strength 3 to get. We don't need that at all. You can access those with absolutely no equipment. You can just enter and leave either the spirit trial or the grotto area with the scrubs. And that causes the light beams in the middle here. Even though you can't see them, they're still there, and it causes those to be duplicated. And so with that, you eventually cause the memory to have to overflow and just have to unload that block that's blocking the light trial. At this point, with his current equipment, Keymaker will probably just opt to do either you can do super slide to get in there, or I think you can do there might be a hover boots thing. There are a lot of strats you can do. And if you at the start on the left, you can see on Sage's side that trick we mentioned earlier. You put the hover boots on a particular damage frame. One more from this, you can see. There you go, second frame of damage. And then just put on hover boots and hold left. It'll give you huge burst of speed you can use to cross that gap. So we'll see Sage. We know from Key that Sage already found the major item here, and so we know that we won't find much else currently. But Keymaker is exploring some new stuff for us, so we will see if there's anything ends up being anything major. Also, welcome to Servant of Testator. If you aren't familiar with Dungeon Door Requirement, it's a glitch rule set designed to be between standard and knowing wrong work that allows a lot of quality of life glitches while banning the most powerful glitches in the game. It uses glitchless logic, and so none of the glitches you will see today are required. They're simply the player's choice if they want to use them to try and save time. Notably, glitch logic tends to use hovering, and so not quite and so it's actually uses more powerful glitches than you see here. And I think Sage also has strength, and so we'll see if Sage opts for the backup here. Yeah, so Sage, as we were mentioning previously, there's a backup you can do. And so you'll see Sage pull the block a little bit, and then you can do a ground jump to get on top of it. And then just use the hover boots. So that's a good backup if you do happen to miss the strat to get across. You know, we're going to see, I think he has cleared the rest, so we're going to see the strat I was mentioned previously. And I think he uses the grotto. So yeah, so you'll see him go into this grotto here and then side hop a bunch of times. What's that doing, as mentioned earlier is it's actually reloading and duplicating the light beams that you normally see in the center of Ganon's castle. And eventually it's going to run out of memory and just unload the giant block that's blocking the light trap.
All right, is this any better?
I mean, we'll see. Right now I can hear you, but we'll see if it stays that way.
Well, I kept Discord alone on this one computer, and I'm using Chrome on a different one because I don't know what's going on. I think my computer is just spazzing out with too much going on.
There's way too much excitement at this DDR qualifier number 8. Shiro's computer can't handle it.
It literally cannot handle it.
Literally cannot handle it. Stay tuned for exciting DDR action.
Well said, yes. So I hope that this will fix itself, at least for now, and then it's pending an update. I don't know what that means. We'll see what's going on. But I have been listening and trying to see what's going on. But it looks like he finding just strength and a Zora tunic in Ganon's castle thus far. Where was the other strength?
The other strength we found pretty early, I think. It was Link of the Gorons, I think. So there's Water Trial plus Link of the Gorons are the two, I think.
Yeah, the other strength was Link the Goron as adult. Oh look, the second free shield. And another slingshot.
Yeah, so altogether, not much there, other than the best tunic. Or at least, it's the best tunic because of the color, and so in Rando, I mean, it depends. Depends what you end up with. We'll also see Keymaker opting to do Ganon's castle with the key that's here. You're going to need to clear it later anyway, so like while you're here, you might as well do this check in case it's something useful. If you have FW, you can actually do this now, and then like later on, you can put FW right at the top.
So to answer the question about Team Over by a shield, it's really a meme. So shields are extremely helpful in terms of mega flipping, mega side hop. In ISG, you do require a shield to do the infinite sword glitch, so it's extremely helpful. But again, it's on glitchless logic, so that's all personal preference. So when I play DDR, I will wait for my free shield just because that's the way I like to play. But I will also lament the fact that I cannot do a lot of cool glitches without a shield. So yeah, again, I mean, it's like you do require a shield for the majority of glitches, but you can work your way around them if that's your personal preference. We're just having technical difficulties all around today.
There we go. I'm back.
Oh my god, it's spreading. What did Windows do in the last couple of days to just basically screw everyone?
There we go. I should be back now. I just refreshed the page, so now I can see again.
I can see. I can fight.
I can see clearly now the lag is gone. There is no pause buffer.
Yeah, imagine using Windows. I am using Windows and Mac right now because my Windows computer does not like Chrome, so I put Chrome on my Mac computer, and that's what I am watching. I'm on Discord on Windows and on everything else on Mac because that's the only one that worked.
That's right, folks. There is so much exciting DDR action that Shiro needs 2 full screens in order to fully appreciate the wild excitement we have on screen right now.
Why are we saying Monka Frozen? Who froze? Let me see. I don't have the other Twitch page open, but I would open it on this computer, but I'm scared it will crash. Your computer froze. Oh, okay, thank God. Don't
Thank
scare
God your
me like
computer
that, but
froze
something's
now.
going on with the restream. My computer freezing is fine. Restream, not fine.
Remember, if your computer freezes, just take your keyboard and mash A and B and then up and down on the control stick. And that helps you unfreeze the computer, hopefully without it taking damage, if you're able to do it fast enough. Now, fucking with the correct viewpoint. The suspense is killer.
You said that in such a great, like, announcer voice, too.
Thank you.
You should be on radio, Dobby. For real.
I would be on radio for 5 minutes before I said a stupid joke and they threw me out.
How many times has that been said to you that you should be on radio?
More than 0, which I'm surprised.
Okay. It looks like, Sage is going to do 3-song, which makes sense because we are on the hunt for ZL and Song of Storms to see what is Path in Trail. Because we need one and or both to get the remaining items that are left in Death Mountain Trail. So we're seeing a 1 hour 3-song route. Yay. And I will use this opportunity to, can I hit okay? Okay, there we go. To give a plug to our 2 runners that are currently on Restream, Sage and Keymaker. There are 3 other runners in the race at the moment. If they finish, they will be announced in the chat by ZSR bot. Hopefully the bot is functioning today. And I'll give a shout out to our tracker, Lazy. Thank you very much for technically double tracking since I have not been able to connect for the majority of this. So thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. And our commentator, Dobby. Thank you for commentating this match solo. Please give everyone a follow.
And thank you to Shiro for at least attempting when her computer lets her to restream, comment, and track. And thank you for Lazy for being the only one of us who have a functioning computer, apparently.
I mean, not wrong. Not wrong.
The Restream channel has been a mess of us trying to figure out whose computer is broken at that particular moment.
Exactly. It's like, I finally get it fixed. And you're like, wait, are you buff right now? I'm like, no, not again. Oh my gosh. But if you would like to volunteer to be a commentator or a tracker, here is a link to it. We love our volunteers. Without them, these restreams would not be possible. So thank you to all of our volunteers that spend their time to help us continue to watch more Zelda games. And it's not limited to just Ocarina of Time. If you join the ZSR Discord, there are vanilla speedrun games. We're doing a Link's Awakening DX tournament right now. There are also other vanilla speedrun games instead of randomizers as well. So if you're interested in that, please give a follow to any of those discords, and I will relink the ZSR Discord and tag along with the OoTR Discord.
Yeah, Wizard bringing up a good point. There is a test to make sure that your computer works properly for Restream. Though, of course, it doesn't check that it works well. It makes sure that it crashes at least a certain amount of time. That's required for Restream, I'm pretty sure.
And also finding out, I guess Song of Storms was at Zelda, which is super helpful. So hopefully that will lead us to what our path of the hero is, which I really hope is magic, so we can find the second magic in Shadow.
I mean, I'm hoping it's not magic, partly because that increases the chances of Child Shadow. I still want that Child Shadow.
And also still collecting skulls, so don't know. We need to find a hammer to stop collecting skulls.
Yeah.
That would be the next thing. And ZL Nippona. So looking like Child 3-song is the way to go this race. If that is your standard opener, you would be significantly ahead of these players.
Especially with that path. We still don't know what it is. And so if that's pointing you to hammer, that would be Chef's Kiss right now, as that would open up fire and basically mean you don't have to collect skulls.
Right. Or we're saying hi to Calvin the cow with
Moo.
just a red rupee.
Wait, I don't know why I'm saying moo. Everyone knows that chicken say moo. That's crazy talk.
We haven't had this song in a while. I'm not gonna sing it though.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
So we'll see on Keymaker's side, you see him doing a hover boot strat for entering GTG. This is an older strat, so if you're looking to try out some other ones, there's a ledge clip you can do up top. Obviously, Key, if you're not aware, is like well-known. He's a bingo player that's been playing for quite a while. So Key's got a lot of like older tricks that he knows, and OT is definitely a case where if it works, it's a good strat. So it may not be necessarily the fastest or the
Titties.
Yes, it may not be titties, but if it works for you, that's really the important thing.
And there is something to be said that if you can do a strat consistently, that will matter more than trying to YOLO a strat that you have to do repeatedly. That's also the same reason that players on emulator will still buffer, even though buffering takes 20 million years. It's because it's a lot more consistent, and if you had to repeat the same setup 4 times, that is unfortunately not going to be faster than a strat that you are consistent, even if it may take an additional 10 seconds. And all of this is again up to your skill level. There are some of them that are a lot more complicated. Some may feel that the hover boot strat that Key did is a lot more complicated than a ledge clip. Everyone sees things differently. Difficulty is subjective. I know there are a lot of conversations about, well, doing this glitch X, Y, and Z is super easy, you should do it too, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same for everyone. So always go at your own pace, what you want to do, and continue to grow and learn more. And that's why we like doing glitches, is that it brings a little bit more variety to the game, allows you to skip a couple of things and just have fun. The whole point is to have fun. That's what we're here for.
And also on the point on 1 out of 5 meme percent, I think we're actually further than that. We found paperweight, we found titties, we haven't found bread, we did find condom. And what's the other one that we're missing?
Winter herpes?
Oh, ice arrows. We haven't found ice arrows either.
Okay. Jabu is way of the hero. Oh, no, wait, Jabu's way. Jabu is foolish, the opposite of way of the hero, excuse me. So that's quite interesting.
Lake
Hylia's path. What did we find in Lake Hylia?
We found a bow.
Bow.
So that's probably for that. It's not a particular helpful path, but I mean, if you did happen to not see it or see it wrong, it's nice, I guess. If you saw it incorrectly and then assumed that it's fishing, rip. Have fun with that. And we still have that way of the hero where Key is hopefully going to find soon.
Here we go.
We don't know what it's going to be, but we'll see. Most likely candidate I'm thinking here is going to be magic, even though I don't want that.
It could also be Hammer, because Hammer is, in logic, required for keys in GTG to get into the chest that's encompassed in flames if we're going to go backwards, which is very odd and obscure, but sometimes can happen. And with variable medallions, you'll probably see more obscure way the heroes than normal because of how many items will lock specific dungeons.
Though Hammer, I'm not sure. Like, obviously it locks fire, but I'm not sure if we're going to see it lock anything else though, unless like magic is in fire or like magic is on Fovaja.
So the bow on GTG Salphos being way the hero versus the Lake Hylia bow, I would say because scale was in Deku Tree, that it's not going to be way the hero because that was accessible. But that's why we always full clear our way of the hero, so we'll have to find out.
It shouldn't be that for sure, because like the Deku Tree was open and like it wasn't even in the basement. It was like in Compass Room or something. So. Ooh, Sage pulling out some obscure tokens for his 40.
I mean, he's getting close, so...
He's getting much closer. Doing really well. As we're saying, Sage is really good at skull routing.
And if that's something that you're really skilled at, go for it. I mean, we don't know where we're going to find a hammer. It very well may be that you require the mirror shield, which would suck to find out later.
And if you are really good at skull routing and you do like join a seed in a race where with most BDR players, you're probably going to beat most of them because generally a lot of DDR players, with the exception of Sage I know, tend to be pretty bad at skull routing. I don't know why it tends to be the case, but
I think because we all just like steadfastly avoid it. Yeah, Sage is gonna hit 30. Was that Rudo's letter? Oh boy. Rudo's cannot be Way the Hero in our hint distro, so that is extremely unlikely, but interesting find.
The one interesting thing, as you're mentioning, that chest could be hammerlocked. So hammer could be Wave the Hero in GTG to get Rudo's letter in GTG. That would lock Jabu as well as Fire Temple.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious, and I would kind of feel bad.
And this is why hints are borked on variable medallions sometimes. Sometimes they really work, sometimes they really don't, because of tricks that are in logic. And
Is
interesting.
We saw one of them.
Scale.
We saw one of them. We saw Tektite Grotto. But is it Lab?
Lab or entering Water Temple? Entering Water Temple is in logic with gold scale, but you can't get any checks, I guess. It's only more for entrance rando. Interesting. Lab dive would be hilarious. But anyway, as I was going on, so a lot of our hints are dictated by logic, and logic, we use the current standard trick list, so fewer tunic requirements, all lens tricks enabled specifically for Shadow and for the Castle and Wasteland. And I think that's mostly it. But any specific item tricks are not included. So that hammer trick in GTG, the jump in Fire Temple, a couple of other obscure tricks, B1 skip, the backflip over Mido. So we do see Way the Hero. Actually, we can't really get Way the Hero songs, although that is very rare, but you'll get a lot of bait Way the Hero for particular songs. Nocturne, we don't want Way the Hero because for us you can hookshot jump, or basically there are only 12 songs, you can count it out.
Counting is hard.
Yeah, so I was mentally counting them. But either way, our hint distribution was meant to be a little bit more rewarding for using glitches, because if you use the traditional hint distributions, while they may be helpful, you may not want to find a Way the Hero long shot if it's not necessarily required. So there are definitely things that we like to discuss about as a community in terms of how do we keep the balance between a glitchless base, but still reward using some glitches. And Toilet has an item. I wasn't counting keys, but that is interesting. We don't have... Yeah, we don't have Song of Time, and we do not have Iron Boots. And the only things we found are Scale and Rudo's Letter. Rudo's Letter cannot be Way the Hero, but the Scale could be.
You are able to weird shot, so you can skip the Song of Time requirement for Toilet Bowl. I don't know if you can dive to get all of them. I don't think so. So you might need Iron Boots to get Toilet.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure you would be able to.
Because I think what you would be able to dive once, but then it would lock you into climbing back up animation. Because I think the blocks block the way.
Lake was not way of the hero, Lake was path, and thus far we have found a bow. But now that he has a gold scale, he could do lab dive. We shall see. I believe we've seen all of the rest of it.
That is true. Well, one thing's for the opportunity, especially since it's not tied to logic. You really have absolutely no way to know what particular item is being hinted. So like you can't logically suss out, oh, there's a bow and a bomb bag in Forest Temple, and so, but bomb bag was out of logic, so it can't be that. That's not the case with opportunity. It could really be either, and so it's really important to always full clear your areas that have opportunity, unless you're in download. Just because there's no telling if there's a second item there for you. Also, Spoopy Domain. Wow, our Keymaker, really? Everyone hates on this poor Bomb to Shop lady. Exploding her just for doing her job. She doesn't control the items, guys. What do you think? She's not like a manager here. This is like the teenager working at the shop, and you're just like, oh, let me explode her because the items suck. It's like blaming the cashier because things are too expensive. Come on. It's not her fault, guys.
I will still explode it. Because if you don't give me my free shield, then you no use to me.
It is possible she owns the shop. Though if she owns the shop, she could set better hours. Because you can see it's often open day and night. So like, you know, if she owned the shop, she could be going and saying, hey guys, I'm closed during the day or I'm closed during night because I need to sleep properly. That looks more like a teenager who's just trying to work hard, get her way through university, and it's just trying to do what you can, you know? Ooh, this is close for Sage 9.
Oh, wow, clutch.
If you are in that situation, we've actually seen Dotsa do. Is you can repeatedly pause, and that causes like the timer will keep going while during the unpause lag, but the game won't. And if you pass the time that the game would end the game would be ending, and then you keep pausing for a little bit longer, the timer just stops and it just doesn't know what to do. So you can just be. I think the timer will show 000, but you just keep playing.
Sticks. Another thing is we technically know where all three strengths are, but there was nothing in Light Trial. What do we think about Isai Ganon's Castle Fairy?
That could be an interesting one. I could see Isai Ganon's.
Yes. And speaking of old strats, if they work for you and ain't broke, don't fix it. Sage doing a ledge cancel using choose, whereas I would have done the ZSR strat of doing a damage boost out of bounds. There is also a burning stick method where you let your Deku stick burn out while at the same frame do a jump slash out of bounds into the same place. So there are multiple ways to skip past King Zora depending on your personal preference, and none of them are wrong. It's just whatever one feels the most comfy to you.
Yeah, child is definitely trickier to do. So there are quite a number of strats for that. For adult, there are like a couple strats, but that particular one is one of the easiest clips in the entire game. Literally, all you have to do is target a wall and then jump slash. Like, it's just conveniently there's a wall right next to it that gives you the exact angle you need. It's super convenient. It is pretty easy to do. You could probably just like pick up the game. We told you what to do and do it in like 5 minutes.
Or you could do the standard way and do the jump over the fence. I mean,
yeah.
That's also completely possible too. So
yeah.
There are different strats in standard that you can apply to DDR that will basically be the same amount of time.
Yeah.
actually, someone should time it. I feel like the jump over King Zora, if you set it up really well, because when you get out of bounds, you have to swim up. It probably equates to the same amount of time. Just have to say, probably exactly the same.
Yeah, it would probably also depend if you have to pause buffer, because you don't have to pause buffer the flip version. And usually you just take the opportunity, like, you're always going to lose at least some time, but you just, you take the opportunity as you're swimming up to go closer to the loading zone. But yeah, you're always going to need to swim up at least a little bit. So I think possibly if you did the jump over strat really well, it could work. It could be better. I can see that.
It could be better. Yes.
It could be batter. Beer battered fish, you know, because he's going to Jabu.
For Susan. F's in chat for Susan.
Yeah, and it is nice. Normally for Jabu, you'd want to wait as long as possible, just so you know there's nothing there and you can do it, do the fast strat. In this particular case, you don't need to worry about it because you got a hint for Bear and Jabu. Also, Sage, where are you going? Are you just going? Oh, it's probably going for skulls. Because there are a couple quick skulls down here. Yeah, yep. That's what he's doing.
No one's going to say Rudo, though, because we definitely don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could mega flip over there. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I think you can also... There might be, like, a hole you can use to get down on this spot. I don't remember.
Is this going to be his 39th and 40th skull in Jabu?
Let's see. 39, wow. and then he's gonna get the one that's by the final thing. So yeah, that's gonna be 44.
You see, this is the rewarding of good skull routing. So now we just need magic and light arrows, and then Sage would be technically in go mode. Screw fire.
Yeah, we didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the worlds were turning. And Sage did say if things were opportune, he might go for Child Shadow. We don't have Nocturne yet though, so I'm hoping we find it so that way Sage can go for it.
Yeah, and unfortunately it has strength, so slide. And another way to show off Mega Flip, so Sage did both ways. You can do it with a bomb, which has a lot more available frames for issuing the backflip, or you could do it with a chew, which is a lot easier because you can pause buffer it. And I say a lot easier for those that are on VC or not an emulator that pause buffering is significantly less laggy. So I will always YOLO a bomb mega flip because it's a lot more forgiving. And I feel you, Sage, right now battling the door. The door is the final enemy of the game. It's the worst thing ever. Having to press A is extremely difficult. I usually will struggle on this door for a good 5 solid minutes.
You don't know, this is actually, I think Dotso said it's double frame perfect in some sense, because you have to, the roll you have to get, it has to be at the same time you hold up, and also the A to press at the end to open the door is frame perfect.
I was also told recently that you can OI on the Switch so that it will stay depressed longer. Yep, I feel that. The anger and pain. But yeah, also mashing A seems to work well for me too.
Yeah, that probably my personal preference. Well, my personal preference is actually to do the Beery cover, but my preference for the way that works in DDR is as Shira was mentioning, you can catch something in a bottle and then as you're landing on it, catch something in a bottle, then do OI landing on the switch, and that causes it to push down long enough for you to just walk in.
There we go. You beat
first try.
Boss. And also, to give a little bit more explanation, OI stands for Ocarina Items, which after you have caught your bug, Poe, fish, fairy in a bottle, your bottle is still in your hand. So what you do is, oh wow, the
swag
double.
There. Nice.
That was swag. So while you have the bottle in Link's hand, you can either do a quick put away OI, which means you put away by pressing A, and immediately I think it's 1 frame after, you will hit a C button or the B button so you can use that item as a ocarina, essentially. Or the easier way is, with more freedom, you can backflip and then put away hit item at the same time, and that will trigger Link to think that he is playing his hookshot, sword, stick, nut, or something as an ocarina, or the bottle too.
Be careful though. There are some items that if you try to do ocarina items with them, instead of it playing like an ocarina, you actually overwrite that item. And so like you can actually permanently lose access to some items in your inventory if you do that and then save. So just be careful what you're using. Really good ones. Sword works, like you don't have to worry. Six works, you don't have to worry. Bombs work. So those are really good ones you can do.
Hookshot also works really well.
Hookshot looks funny. I love it.
It does.
And yeah, as Shira was mentioning, you just have to press the bottle and the item in midair. So if you're looking to try it out, you can go to like CAC and then backflip off like a giant ledge, and then you have like 2 seconds to just hit both buttons and you'll see it.
Yeah, if you were freestanding, so another place that you may see ocarina items or put away OI is in the lens minigame. So in the treasure chest minigame, where you would traditionally just use the lens and magic to cheese your way all the way to the end, if you have Sun Song, which both of our runners do, even though they do have lens, at least on key side, but no magic, you can still guess your way through the chest, but if you guess wrongly, you can put away ocarina items to play Sun Songs, which will transport you to the first room, and you can thus buy another key and start all over. So you could end up with like 4 keys at the end, which is fun, but that's another way to cheese your way through it if you do not have magic.
And we'll see if Sage actually opts to do that, because right now he's out here. Oh, he's checking Din's Fairy. That's smart.
Yes. Did Key get the Baron Jabu hint?
He doesn't have it written down. That's a bit monk-ass.
Oh no.
I think if I remember correctly, there's a hint that's like right outside telling you that. If he checks the fairy afterwards and finds that, he will be kind of annoyed. Because you just never want to do Jabu.
The Stingray was also smashing him in the face. That was not nice.
Rude.
Din's Fairy, useless, thank God. But we still have outside Ganon's Castle Fairy, Strength 3s, and Logic. Eventually. We know where the 3 strengths are, so it could be.
Now, the real strength comes from within, so that's really where it is.
Or the friends we made along the way?
Well, that's in magic. Magic is the friends we made along the way. The strength came from within. I don't know where the light arrows are. Maybe they're in your kidney. I don't know.
In your kidney?
Yeah. Because, light arrows, it's you in Majora's Mask, you use them as a kid to bring light to everything, because children bring light and energy. And you know what starts with kid? Kidneys.
I don't even know anymore, Tommy. I'm confused.
I'm confused. I'm Dobby.
Scared. Oh my god, I expected that. Thanks, Dad. Dad joke. Anyways, now that Sage has 40 skulls, going to be picking up that mirror shield, and my assumption is beelining it to Spirit.
Yeah, logic was, let's see. People agree with me. The logic made perfect sense.
The puns.
Yeah, I do agree. Spirit is definitely a good play here. You need to, as we were mentioning, if you miss the start, the 2 major requirements for the DDR rule set is that you need to enter dungeons more or less the intended way. But here the important one is that you need to open the boss doors by standing in front and pushing A. And so for Spirit Temple, that means you're going to need to find the the boss key. So you're going to need to go through anyway, at least to find the boss key. You might as well go to it early enough and just hope to find something good. Now, what I'm hoping for, that's also might be another song. Nocturne at Requiem? Huh? Huh? Child Shadow? Huh?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
So you're saying there's a chance.
What is super nice though is that if it is Nocturne with hover boots, you can fully complete all of Spirit. We do have. Oh wait. Oh yeah, you could push the Armo statue as adult. Yes, it is slow, but it is a valid strat, so you can get the compass chest. Oh, there's your nice arrows.
Yeah, mean percent. We're getting that.
I guess we're gonna get all 4 of them. So what you can do to get into a pretty blue. Did he not check 30?
He knew what 30 was. You got a hint for it, so he knows it's garbage.
Oh, well, I didn't update my hints then. No one's calling me out on that.
We assumed it was while your internet was exploding, so it felt kind of a bit mean to call you out.
What was my lot? Oh yeah, so you can super slide using hovers into Child Spirit. That is probably a lot easier with Naru's Love if you have magic. But it is available. There is also a way to do it without hovers. And I think it's technically a bomb push, right? I think. But the most common way you'll see people equip into Child Spirit as adult is using a super slide with hovers. So you can get those 2 items. Oh, wait, no, you can't. You don't have magic. You do need to be a child to get that other one. I believe there was a race at one point. Someone had tried to shoot arrows into those 2 torches, which was not successful. So, yeah. Maybe orphaning 1 check. Wait. Sage, you went in there and didn't do lab dive.
Sage hasn't gone to GTG, so I don't think Sage has the full gaunts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Forgot. I got excited and then sad.
That's basically me every time I go and I find out how my seeds went. People play my seeds and I'm like, I'm excited, and then they're like, oh, they were terrible, and I feel sad.
I don't know if I should feel happy about that, because that means that my seeds are not bad, not more worse than yours.
Yeah. I think there's exactly one person in the community that is known for rolling good seeds, and that's Key. And that might just be because Key hasn't rolled that many.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. So let's see if Sage will do GTG on the way to Spirit. Again, we know everything in GTG other than what is in the toilet. We do not have irons. But we also don't have a way to do Wasteland, because we don't have magic, even though we have a fire source. We know his strength is on Colossus's left hand, which is the mirror shield chest, right?
Yes.
Yes, because it's stage left.
Because yeah, it's left hand.
It's French vanilla. But what is there left to do?
If someone wants to dip fire without hammer, have fun with that. Yeah, my guess is Spirit is definitely going to be a good play here. You need to do it anyway. Might as well go for it. Is it gonna find everything we need? Maybe. If we find hammer in there, that'd be interesting. We also still have some knowledge of possibly if we think that the hammer could be useful for GTG. That could be, because we still at this point for the way here for DGG, it's looking like it's either going to be the item in toilet, or it's the gold scale for dive, or it's going to be like something really convoluted. What I'm personally thinking it could be the case is, as Shiro was mentioning, it could be like hammer and toilet, and it locks fire directly, and indirectly it locks Jabu because of that hammer requirement for root of the letter. Might be the case. I don't know. We'll see.
I am slightly interested in what is the path of the hero in Trail. We do have storms in ZL now that can be checked, and neither of our runners have gone to check that. And if it turns out to be a hammer, that would be kind of rough, because that would mean we could just go mode and potentially either skip Shadow for now, or if it's magic, then we are go mode, other than light arrows, which we can get the hint for.
That's definitely an interesting running off the meta at this point. If it really is Trail is giving you hammer, and that's just go mode right there. I don't know if that would be the case. I would have expected someone would have finished if it were like quote unquote that simple. If like either unless like magic is somewhere really gross, which is very possible.
Titties times 2.
Titties.
And Sage also doing the other method that we had discussed earlier and getting into GTG without freeing the Carpenter, which was a ledge clip and out of bounds. So you would ledge clip in that specific area near the top of the fortress, side hop, left, I think, roll, and then just back walk.
Yeah, it depends which direction you're facing, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Your goal is to get like out of bounds, and you need to roll in order to allow yourself to build up momentum to get like actually far enough out to reach the like loading zone for GTG. So yeah, so we'll see. Is clearing Zora's River now.
Oh, keep seeing the other hint.
Yeah, and now he finds because he found his the Baron hint in that was like in the fountain itself, and now he found the other one too, which is just always annoying.
I didn't have his sound open, but I can imagine that he would probably be like, "No, you don't stay."
I think that's maybe more PG than what actually came out of Keeve's mouth, but something along those lines I think might have happened.
Aww. Sage finding Rudos, which is not really helpful, already completing Jabu, and will probably do the jump slash past King Zora as adult. When was the last time anyone has been to... Actually, I'll take that back. The last seed I rolled, Sage and I both went to Ice. But before that, when was the last time that anyone in DDR went to Ice Cavern for anything?
Good question. Not often. I'll be very sad if that has our Nocturne, because Child Shadow isn't going to happen. But yeah, it's been a really long time. It's like I think one of the first falls they might have done ice, maybe. I think only then it's because it was hinted.
Yeah, I don't know. I would not go unless it's hinted. Key only had 16 skulls, so definitely has not been hard collecting skulls like Sage was. Hopefully it will be bailed out by a hammer, but not entirely sure. Nice bufferless weird shot. Flag
bufferless strap. And like not against a wall too. So that's all extra impressive.
Oh, that was late. There we go.
First try, pop. Now, does Sage have strength 2?
No.
I don't think so. No. Key went to trials and so found that strength 2, so had an easier time. So you know there are a bunch of keys in like the like room.
Yeah, Sage has not been to castle yet. So what is funny is both of these runners were saying in race time before the race started that, I don't know, it may be boring to watch because we're going to be doing the same routes, and they've definitely diverged quite a lot. Although now they are kind of converging back, the only difference being that Key has strength 2, and a little bit more, I'd say, knowledge and child areas, but Sage has a mirror shield, which is a completable dungeon.
Like, on my guess, even though we found that gold scale, without Requiem, you're not going to leave right now and go check that. Well, actually, it might not be too bad because you can just jump in the river. But like, more likely, you're going to check out that spirit, see what you can complete.
I hope the Key after this will go back to Trail. I really want to know what that path is.
Yeah.
It could be magic, or it could be hammer. I'm betting on hammer.
Well, that's a path, not. So it could also be something like, it could be the last bomb bag. It could be the last quiver. We don't know for sure.
Good.
It could be, and that would be sad, and everyone would then
could be iron
send
boots.
mail my way. It could be iron boots. If you are curious, I do have the list here. If you're not sure, not familiar with the opportunity hints, as Shira was mentioning earlier, it's a predefined list that we're like, this is on there, and these are pretty decent ones. The full list is hover boots, hook shot, Din's fire, bomb bag, boomerang, bow, Victon hammer, iron boots, magic meter, mirror shield, fire, extra strength. A lot of these we already know where they are, but it could be something like fire arrows, which in this case are pretty much useless, or at least for Sage who has Din. It could be like the bomb bag, it could be the bow, it could be the hammer, could be iron boots, could be magic, and that's about it. So like, there aren't that many things left that it could be.
Yes, and I did link the command and hints for Pace Spin, which explains a little bit more about what the Path of the Hero opportunity hints mean, and does have the list that Dobby just read.
If you do want to try out this hint distribution, it is available completely independently of the DDR preset. You can use I think it's the other tab. You can select the DDR hint distro, and that's this thing here. Hey, Snow Bear.
Hey, Snow Bear. Yeah, DDR hint distro actually has been talked about with random settings recently as well. Having a non-logic hint sometimes can be helpful, sometimes can be like, why? But more often than not, it does make things a little bit easier to go through if you know that there is an item that is worth your time to go through it.
Axe has a really good way to think. She kind of explained the opportunity hints as it's basically a guarantee that area is not foolish. That's basically what opportunity is saying. And the item list that you are able to define for the opportunity is what allows you to control what it not being foolish means.
I hate this strat, but if Sage does it, he's a hero in my book. There are 2 different ways to get past the strength 2 block. Oh, fire arrows?
That could be it.
That's Sage. That's the path. But they're nice butt shot. But yeah, there are 2 different ways that you can get past the strength 2 block. GG Sage for that. With the hover boost, you can do a recoil, or you can do a mega flip. It is not a distance mega, so unfortunately it is way more difficult for me because my default is to always distance mega. Thank you, Dotso. And essentially what you're doing is you do a particular setup by putting yourself into a corner and getting an angle, and while you are doing a mega flip, you equip the hover boots, which basically increase your distance and speed, and you pause in particular frames to equip that, basically during a crotch shot. And then it will boost you over to grab the top of the block, which you can then pull up and get to the other side.
And it looks like Key confirming there, our opportunity hit in Death Mount or at least fire arrows are not particular. Well, for Key, they could be useful since Key does not have Din's fire, but for Sage will not be useful.
Yeah, that kind of feels bad.
That's a big Sag right there.
There we go. Saved. Should be updated now. Yes.
Include Sag after fire. I agree.
Exactly, because I manually write them. So I write what I want, including a hook shit sometimes, occasionally, all the time.
That's approve.
Yes.
So we'll see. It looks like Sage has opted, like, isn't going to Spirit right now. So we'll see. Hopefully it goes and checks that the lab died for us, because we're curious. We're way too curious, man.
I'm also, I feel for Key, who's going to Ice. Along the way, well, technically because Key has already moved King Zora, it's a lot more difficult to unfreeze him. So probably we'll just get the blue fire on the way out. But you can unfreeze King Zora on your way up if he's still in the center. It's as easy enough as side hopping all the way up until you are right about to read the sign. Inch your way over and read the sign at the first available frame, and then just go all the way down out of the scene and then go back up and he will be unfrozen. An easier way to do that is if you have a cutscene item like Prescription. You just backwalk your way all the way up, don't look at King Zora, and then while you are in the scene, basically use the cutscene item and then just go all the way down and go back up, and then he will be unfrozen. If he is still in the center, if you unfreeze King Zora from the back, you can long shot your way through the torch, or just hit up and try to walk through him, because there are iframes while he's unfreezing. Technically it does not exist, so you could run through him, but the easiest way would be to long shot your way through during that.
Sometimes you're able to skip doing that, as Shira was mentioning, if he's still frozen, and you have the blue fire. But that rarely happens. Some people could call it a long shot.
Get out. Anyway, the glitchless King Zora skip is legal. You could do the clip out of bounds as well, if that's your preference, or if you want to do the glitchless jump over the fence, you can do that as well. Either or. Both of them are legal. And Key doing the ledge clip through so that you can get blue fire early and also get these two checks. That is Bomb Choose. Oh, did Sage not keep the fire arrows? He save scummed them?
At this point, I mean, I did it. Yeah, I think what he did is he said his last save was in GTG, and so he just reset back to GTG. That would be schmort.
Interesting. That is like a five-head way of thinking that is not capable by myself. So good call. So that is that. You know, manipulating save warps is definitely a strat, and can be very helpful, especially because I think Key at this point, although he's collecting skulls, so I think he'd want to keep the skulls in all honesty. But manipulating all of that, looking through areas as you're searching for items, if they're not of benefit to you, to have a save warp still in GTG would be extremely helpful, because that's all the way across the map right now.
Yeah, what you see Sage trying to do here is you can use the hover boot strat. I think he's a little bit early there with the side hop. I've battery just doesn't have quite enough speed. And then what you're able to do is like get onto the ledge that you see just past where he was getting, and if you're able to stay up on there and like probably use the hover boots to get like all the way around and through the backside of the fence there, and then that allows you to skip having to like get the Druido card and talk to the people. So It saves a bit of time. It saves not as much time as in vanilla, because we typically have only one guard you needed. But it's still a bit faster if you get it pretty quickly.
An extra bottle.
That's actually good for Key, because we use the blue fire to unfreeze King's Door. But it looks like Sage is going for horseback archery.
Oh god, worst minigame ever.
Oh.
Why is the POTUS still running?
POTUS drone.
Weird.
I think yesterday I did the best quest in The Witcher 3, one of the DLCs. You actually get to talk to your horse. And Geralt, the main character, actually asks why the horse gets caught on every tiny fence but can magically teleport across oceans. It's fantastic. Dabalina and I were just dying of laughter. We actually had to pause the game. We just missed the pot. Sage going for that pot strat.
Nice.
You can go. I personally go for pot strat. That's my preference. But you can also like aim towards one of the center spots and just spam, and that works too, especially for the first one, because you don't have to be super precise for it. Oh.
1590, very nice. Nut. And love. Great.
What is love?
Don't hurt me.
No more.
Thank you. This is why we're like good and bad at comms together, because we'll just finish each other's stupid puns and song lyrics.
Yeah, we apologize to chat that you're stuck with us. So
even through all the technical difficulties, broken computers can't separate it.
I agree, Pichu. Nut and love is very Monk at TOS.
I actually said that and I thought to myself, like, just don't bring attention to it. No one will notice.
Yeah, no one noticed the nut. It's fine. Meanwhile, we see Key going against the hardest mini boss. Oh, okay, it's that. Never mind. We're good.
No, the hardest boss of the game is the door in Jabu. That's the hardest.
You're not wrong. This is a mini boss, though. It can't hope to get the likes of, an actual boss.
Ooh, Song of Time. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No, Bear, you didn't hear anything. No.
Fake news.
Where's the emo? It's been how many minutes since the last dirty joke?
Yeah, there's a normal emote, I think, on Twitch called Forehead that you can see there that I just posted. And so the natural extension of Forehead when you're doing a smart move is, of course, 5-head.
Yeah, there are a lot of memes and jokes varied between communities and Twitch. So if there are questions, we do try to explain at least the acronyms, specifically in terms of glitches. So if I start spouting things about an EPG or ISG or OI or things like that, people will get very confused very quickly. So if we're not explaining an acronym or some type of, I guess, simplified phrase, please feel free to shout it out at us so that we can give a little bit more of an explanation.
Yeah, you play the game long enough, and you tend to forget that not everyone necessarily knows what ISG is.
Yes.
For example.
Right.
Everything we do see Key going to DC, which we already saw Sage go through. We know it doesn't have much. Oh!
Colossus! Oh my god! All right, we are go mode. Kinda. We're no mode. We're no mode because we just need light arrows.
That does make me sad because no child spirit, but I mean, it is nice to have people be like in no mode.
It makes me happy because we get a hookshot jump, so we get my favorite glitch.
that might be my favorite glitch, just because I first started learning bingo before that was discovered, and the early early shadow strats before that are intense.
Oh my god, I fucking hate this bomb push so much. I hate it. I know it now, but I hate it. And damn you, Sage, for doing it so clean. But good. So something also brought up, GTG, Gerudo Training Grounds. There are a lot of acronyms in this game that even if we're just talking about a location, people are like, what? So definitely shout it out if we're not sure what that means.
Okay, thanks, game. So we're definitely, almost certainly going to see on Sage's side here, statue climb, because I know Sage knows how to do it.
Boss key?
Boss key first chest.
Nice.
So, yeah. We can start explaining it ahead of time. But what Sage is going to be doing is climbing up the side of the statue, where right next to like the spot that you play Zelda's Lullaby, you can do a series of funky movements to kind of get go out of bounds and kind of climb up top, and then get all the way to the door itself. However, one thing to keep in mind there's that for DDR, you are still required to open the door by standing in front of pressing A. So you can't do the boss keys hit there. You have to get back in bounds and then open the door. Yeah, sometimes I do have fun just mentioning Twitch-specific slang outside of Twitch people, and them have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. It's always entertaining.
Yeah, I've done that at work, only around my coworkers in same age bracket that are somewhat internet friendly, and even so, the weird looks are quite hilarious. It's worth it every time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've actually said poggers at some point, and I think you are correct.
I have done that too. Oh, look, another bomb bag. How cute. You get a bomb refill. But yeah, I think Sage... So we don't have Requiem. Oh, wait, Sage is just going for it. All right, never mind. I think I probably would have done a little bit more of completing the seed first before leaving, or completing the dungeon. I mean, not the seed. Because this happened in either the first qualifier or one of the monthly restreams that everyone's like go-moded spirit and ended up that the next check were light arrows. So if the light arrows are in spirit, that's gonna feel bad because no Requiem.
Yeah, it's going to take quite a while to get back here if need be. So you definitely kind of feel Batman if it ends up Ganon saying, hey, your light arrows are in spirit. Surprisingly, Goblina actually doesn't do watch Twitch much. So yeah, I sometimes use Twitch slang, and my girlfriend does have no idea what I'm talking about. It's very fun.
You still have to send me your Discord handle so that we can like plot behind your back and all.
Yeah, I'll definitely get right around to that, especially if we make it sound so appealing.
Dude, the day we meet is a day you're probably gonna run for your life.
Yeah, I will. It will definitely be a very monk-esque. If you are, if you aren't super familiar with the Trinrova fight, you might be seeing Sage here going for and hook-shotting. The reason doing that is just to get Twinrova to spin in place. And so that helps sometimes help for the trolling for Trinrova.
So there was something posted in either strategy or gameplay and tricks the other day that going towards the edges of the pillars may not be as helpful as someone may think, because it will cause them to circle more, because one of them have to reach a pillar before the next one will shoot. So I may have to reread that section again to find out how to get a faster Twinrova, because I do the same strat that Sage does by going to a corner And the last time I played, which was 2 quals ago, I had the worst like troll Wova fight of my entire life, where I had 6 shots for a first phase, and she trolled me horrifically in second phase. So definitely, even if whatever rule set you're playing, the Gameplay and Tricks channel as well as strategy development have a lot of useful information for all of your gameplay styles. And I will also shout out happy 2 hours.
Happy 2 hours.
Yeah, we've hit 2 hours already. Time flies when we're having computer troubles. And I will give a shout out to our 2 runners, Key and Sage. There are 3 other runners, Datso, Azure, and Zombie God that are playing. Did I just do an L?
I think that's an I, because like, that's actually the restreamer command right now is !I.
Oh my god, my brain. Anyway, there are 3 other players off stream, so if they do finish, we will get a shout out from the bot. And thank you to Lazy for having the functioning computer and keeping our restream going in the background with double tracking. Thank you very, very much. And my co-commentator, who hopefully is not having any more computer problems anymore, Davi.
We'll see. It's been good for a bit.
Now you jinxed it.
Yeah, like I think among the 3 people volunteering here, I think we have altogether about 1 3/4 of a working computer. So I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, we're going this on like 4 or 5 computers at this moment. That's how we make this happen. So thank you to our volunteers. And we have now hit meme %.
We found Greg?
No, Paperweight.
Oh, we found Paperweight earlier. No, we're missing Greg.
Oh, was that Greg then? I don't remember.
Think so.
Oh wait, was the Paperweight in Top of DC? That was an ice trap, I thought. Anyways. What is Sage doing with a bottle? Is he getting blue fire?
Well, he still needs to do shad. Yeah, still needs to do shadow. So I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing,
Oh,
Sage?
big pose. He's probably gonna do big pose on his way out.
Sure, I guess.
I would do that too, because it's something that as you're going by. Or never mind. I take that back. I don't know what Sage is doing with the bottle then. Is this just like comfort with having a bottle on C?
Maybe. I wouldn't even say like it's RBA stuff, because you'd have that on C, right, if it's your default RBA reflexes kicking in. I don't know. Grabbing bugs? But for why? What you grabbing bugs for?
Fusion.
Why?
What fake? Well, I mean, I that's what I thought. I don't know what the bugs are for. I am very confused.
I'm thinking you don't need them for shadow.
I have a feeling that as soon as when we figure out what State's going to do, we're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Why didn't we think of that?
Well, so far, a lot of this times watching Sage is like galaxy brain stuff, and us realizing afterwards as galaxy brain strats.
Yeah, pretty much. The bugs are really bugging me though, and also this corner is the bane of my existence.
Are you saying it's really buggy?
Just sigh. Also, very nice rainbow ISG. I approve. Okay, got rid of the bugs, so we'll figure out what the bugs were for later.
It's the bugs of mystery.
Yeah, and we do have hovers, so essentially Shadow is free until the boss key is in the like literal middle.
Yeah. Similar, if you were here for Forest, Shadow is also a very similar situation. That we can skip a large portion of it, and so most of it is actually just looking for the boss key. And you can go from basically either side for Shadow for the most part. And so the worst spot is that middle section near like Doritos room, or near the like the spot with the like and the invisible sight around there.
Let's see if we're gonna get a go mode shadow. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to open a bet for light arrows. And let's see, where are they?
Another interesting thing to keep in mind, since we don't know where light arrows are, you do have to be a little bit careful when for Shadow Temple. Since the game obviously doesn't expect you to do gate clip and skip and anything fancy.
The other magic was on lab dive. Oh, Link.
Yes. Where was the?
So that gold scale was way the hero for magic. Oh my god.
Oh, the other one was Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus Fairy. Holy wait. Oh.
Ow. Oh, why'd you need to cross the desert? We don't have Requiem.
We have
Hover boots were early.
Oh, you need magic to cross the desert because of that. The lens logic. We do not have wasteland crossing in logic without the lens and magic. We don't have naked wasteland. That is a standard trick that carried over. So that is something that maybe when we open up our settings distribution, we should talk about a lot more. So this is a seed where, because of lens tricks, the magic is way the hero to cross the wasteland.
And to be fair, that's actually, it doesn't really suck because it's pointing you to that magic. And so if it's a hint that's getting you a really good item, that's not that bad. Magic in particular can be a really rough one. Since it doesn't lock that much stuff, it locks basically all of Shadow, but other than that, for the most part, it doesn't do that much. So it could be an interesting one.
I mean, I only say it feels bad because I would have appreciated that early on.
Yeah.
But the first magic would probably, in my opinion, have been found by Sage, who's rocking the pink hearts and pink magic. But yeah, that explains your way to hero. So the way to hero in DTG is definitely for that scale to get lab dive. Because also another trick using iron boots is not in logic, so you do require a gold scale. Oh,
we also haven't found our iron boots.
Right, but even if you had irons, it's not in logic still. You'd need the gold scale, even though you can get it with iron boots.
Hey, does anyone in chat have a pitchfork proof vest? I might need it after this speed.
I mean, it can't be as bad as some of the seeds that I rolled with logic, though. So, it's okay.
2 bows in Shadow win. And Foolish Shadow. Actually not possible to roll anymore. So, you know, hey.
Yeah, but that probably wanted to make everyone murder me.
Yes. I remember the race results after that.
Thanks, Maraxis, for saving my booty. I don't want to get killed.
It does remind me, if people are wanting to try out these settings and try out some of the asyncs, you can go check those out on the DDR async channel in the OoTR Discord, which, if I can spell, there we go. You can go check that out.
I was like saying Syscord instead of Discord.
And yeah, if you are looking to try out the rule set, we do encourage it. We always like new players. You can ask around in the DDR discussion channel or the DDR S1 discussion channel. Both will have players who are more than willing to help you learn some tricks or learn more about the particular logical connotations of various settings.
Ooh,
FW, nice.
That's helpful.
It's actually nice, Stefan. Especially for Ganons, because you know you're going to have to double dip, or you're anticipating having to double dip at this point.
And I do find it interesting that Sage decided to go the front way through Shadow. I probably would have gone the back way, because typically, I think statistically, the boss key would be later in the dungeon because of where keys are. Ooh. Oh, wow.
What do you mean? Keys in Shadow as well.
Anyways, let me just kick Dobby out of this hall. But yeah. Now I lost my entire train of thought. Thank you.
Nice. Worth. You were saying that it's more likely that key logic causes DK to be in the
boss
back.
key to be backloaded because you do need all 5 keys. Like, you need actually, I think, 4 of them to even get mostly to the end of it anyway, so the majority of your items will be backloaded. As we're finding out, as Sage had all 4 keys already. Believe. No, 3, yeah. 8.
Before, because you need 1 key to get here.
Yeah. Oh, and look, our last bottle percent.
If anyone's playing bingo along with our runners, you can mark off all 4 bottles. Or fill all 4 bottle slots is technically what it's called, as vanilla.
And I will mention this also at the end of stream, but DDR does have a monthly restream. It was supposed to be yesterday, but for reasons that will be announced eventually, we are going to be pushing our monthly restream to this coming Saturday, which is the 24th, if I'm correct. Yes, the 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you are interested in learning more about the rule set or participating in races or fun community races, you are definitely welcome to come chat with us, hang out with us. Even if you want to play standard, it honestly does not matter. It's the same base seed. What the fuck, Irons? But yeah, so definitely welcome all newcomers. Whatever your way of playing, we all just want to have fun. Thanks, Irons. And anyone who's gonna get their last bets in for where are the light arrows, I'll probably close it very shortly. I hope we have it in toilet. Oh, look, boss key. Nice.
Nice.
I would save and then get gate clip. Where did he put first?
Just right outside.
I guess at this point, Stage is probably going to be like, whatever, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Meh. But yeah, any
might
last
as well
minute
avoid any issues for light arrows. Remember to get your bets in now. Where will Sage find the light arrows? And by Sage, I mean basically all our runners, because that's how light arrows work.
Brambo, I don't know. We don't know where the light arrows are. They could be in water. They could be in toilet. There is an item in toilet. So who knows? That would be amazing. And I would join with the pitchforks because thank God I did not play this seed.
I would also like to point out that the only reason I joined the seed is because Shiro had computer trouble. So if I get murdered, it's Shiro's computer's fault.
You can buy me a new computer. I won't say no to that.
I can't because I may have to still be running from pitchforks.
All right, last minute bets. I will close it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closed.
Betting is now closed. Thank you all for your participation. Meanwhile, we'll see Sage. As you know, like gate clip basically gets you onto the other side of this door right here, and so like it's not really that worthwhile at that point to bother gate clipping. In this particular case, you wouldn't run an issue of being key locked because there is a key in the back. You can tell because currently doesn't have the keys.
And there is a shieldless way to do gate clips, so if you don't like buying a shield, you can still do this. Thank you for whoever tagged me because of that OCS where you needed to do shadow gate clip and someone didn't have a shield and was cursing up a fury. And then they made a setup.
Just OOT things.
I think that's more like a just bingo thing at that point, or just OCS things.
And OCS typically has a lot of bingo players, so the two are definitely correlated. We'll see. Sage is definitely going to go directly from here to Ganon's castle, which, by the way, I don't think he cleared like any of it. So he's.
Yep.
We'll see. He probably isn't going to opt to do basically any of it, because if Ganon ends up saying it's in my castle, he'll have FW and just go right back there. and just save warp. That's actually kind of, I get my guess would be what Sage is hoping for is my castle.
I think we all hope for it, but it's extremely rare that it's ever in his castle anymore.
No. He's actually gotten better at hiding them. Good for you, Ganondorf. You finally realize that leaving your key to your house just right outside the door of where you need it is probably a bad plan. Playing glitch logic so long, I always forget that's how you're actually supposed to do that.
That is also something to talk about is adding a light arrow hint. With custom hint distros, you can add always hints. Ooh, that's unfortunate. What is that texture? What is that texture? But you can add custom hints to always show up for specific items and duplicate them if you want them. So that is a possibility that we could add an always hint for lights. But that usually is more helpful when you have trials activated, which in DDR, who cares about trials? You can skip them. But there are different ways that you can manipulate the randomizer to do what you want, and it will still find ways to say, no, fuck you.
This is accurate.
But you can do whatever you want with Plandomizer. That is also something that we tend to have a lot of fun with our bingos, too.
And once again, thanks for Emrax's. Shout out to him. He made a lot of the functionality that allowed for the DDR hint distro to exist in the first place. So much thanks to Emraxis. I also appreciate how healthy this seed is too.
Yeah, 12 hearts. And for what it's worth, Key and Sage are really not that far behind each other.
Nope.
Other than Key needing the 40 skulls for Spirit. But for the most part, Key followed standard. I don't think there were very many things he did that were a lot of glitches. And it kind of shows you how glitches are not necessarily required to complete the seed. Sage going to do the 1.0 quick kill.
So if you don't know how this quick kill works, the like hitbox for Bongo is loaded.
There you go.
Right now, before like the fight even starts. So you can drop a bomb and hit that, and that causes you when you jump down to not trigger that cutscene that normally plays. A little risky there for timing. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a little early.
If you do it wrong, you can soft lock the game. So you just have to be careful to not go too early.
Alright, we're hitting 221, so we're about to get a light arrows hint. We may or may not be seeing finishers soon. We'll see if Sage takes first place. Like I said, there are 3 players that are off stream right now. So we will wait for the bot to tell us if there are any snipers. Sniper, no sniping.
You also still have to find out where the light arrows are, because they could be, as someone was mentioning, they could be in water. That would be gross. Everyone would be sad. You'd be especially sad if you did end up finding the hammer and didn't do shadow, because then you don't have your iron boots, and yeah, that would kind of suck.
We still don't know why Sage picked up bugs, so we'll find out. But Sage is going to find what's on Burning Cack, which is hopefully Requiem. Yes, yep. It is. It can't be Nocturne because Nocturne was the fire medallion, so that means that Nocturne is what is left?
Ice? Serenade? No, we saw Serenade.
Oh, Serenade. OT is Prelude. What did we not see? Saria's song?
No, we saw Saria's. Oh, it's like Requiem check? That might be it then.
Oh. So Vanilla Requiem. Nocturnes on Requiem. Okay, that's what it was. And Requiem's on Burning Cack. Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance that they could have done Child Shadow?
Yeah, there is a chance. Then Sage basically screwed you.
I know. Sage, I was counting on. You were the chosen one.
Sage is not allowed on restream for the next 10 restreams.
It makes sense though. If Sage was the chosen one, he couldn't because he was surrounded by sand, and everyone knows that sand is coarse and it gets everywhere. So wanted to leave that area as soon as possible. Everything flows together. It makes perfect sense.
Of course it does. And for all that we're joking, Child Shadow is not required, but we do joke around with our community, so this is just for funsies. Obviously, if you do not want to be forced into a specific way of playing, you do not have to. This is all for fun.
And because you use glitch with logic, not only is that very, very thoroughly out of logic, you're also guaranteed to be able to find the items you need to do it completely glitchlessly. You don't have to worry. You not only find dins, you don't even have to worry. So you don't even have to worry about fire and anything. So that's good. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. We just like seeing Child Shadow, particularly on restream, because it's very flashy and it looks very cool.
The swag is rewarded.
I figure it's one of the few times I don't do comms, and someone does Child Shadow, but I miss it.
It's okay, there's a 3-minute clip of just watching Dotso trying to deplete his hearts on double defense to cutscene skip.
It was amazing. I'm so hilarious they found that.
Alright, I am still strongly of the belief that it's in spirit. The light arrows are in spirit, I mean.
To get your metaphorical but not literal bets in now about what it is, because you got your literal bets in a little earlier, so. Whoa, what is
Key doing? Did Key activate the boat and then leave? Oh no, he jumped off it, sorry. I didn't realize he went all the way to the other end. I'm like, how is that boat moving right now?
Magic boat.
Indeed. I was so, like, studiously watching Sage's stream, and look at the synchronous magic spells of furores and dins. That was beautiful. And of course, Sage doing the obligatory Hess required all the way up to Ganon.
Beautiful. All the way up to the door.
May have redeemed himself. All right, where are they at? Oh!
Fire! Oh! Oh!
No! Oh, wow. Okay.
Is it going to be hammerlocked? There's only... how many checks are actually hammerlocked in DDR? I don't... Volvagia, that might be it.
Octi, why do you curse us this way? Oh, and Dotso finished in first with a time of 2:27.07. That's a lot of sevens. GG's, Dotso.
GG.
So, poor Sage got Sage got sniped. I tried to merge words together. That did not work well. So let's see where in fire they are. Probably not too far. My assumption is then.
My hope.
I believe Sage's wishes too.
And also see if it's in like these kind of locations. There are a lot of checks that are logically hammerlocked, but we don't care about that.
Who cares about logic? Only when we need items.
Yeah, use logic to figure out where items are, not necessarily to, actually follow.
Looks like Key is going to get smacked in the face. Bongo not playing nice today.
I mean, to be fair, you are trying to murder him. So, you know. It's kind of fair. Ooh, actually. Oh, and you don't have IG? Oh, quick spin master. You can do it, Key.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yes.
Nice. You can do it.
No, one more.
Well, you got this. You got this.
Yeah.
Nice. That was
Quick
beautiful,
spin
Key. Beautiful.
Hey, Dotso. GG's.
GG, Dotso.
Don't tell us where in Fire the lighters are. We would like to find out and then cry about it together. But we are essentially no mode until we find the light arrows. So we shall see. So it's not in the basement, but 2 keys, which is good.
Is it faster to play Bolero instead of just Save War?
Good question. I was just thinking that. I don't know.
I play on N64.
Well,
The answer is no, but...
Well, VC probably yes.
Yeah.
Dins was in Dodongo's Cavern in the chest adjacent to the bomb bag chest. So in the other one. I assume you use the fire arrows then for Shadow. Oh look, hi Darunia.
A brat.
Or if Dotso, if you did Child Shadow, Dobby's gonna be so sad I didn't put you
so
on
sad.
Restream. Well, you say you did, and then I'm gonna probably run because I'm gonna hear a wailing scream all the way from Canada. So randomly, yes, Dotso has finished first. Imagine doing Shadow. Oh, someone has a hammer then. Ooh. Interesting. Well, let's not find out where. We will leave the chat guessing because Key has the opportunity to find it.
It would be especially gross for Key because right now he's definitely resigned himself to grabbing the 40 skulls. And it would kind of be annoying to be at like 39 and then find the hammer. You'd kind of be a little pissed at the game.
Just a little. But that's what happens when you're looking for one single item. So to me, that means that hammer is probably in Spirit because Sage go-moded Spirit. That's the only place we have not seen. Did we find the boss key yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
A lot of small keys.
Well, we know it's not in Hammer Chest, at least. It could be on Pierre. Requiem is on Burning Cack.
Yeah, Requiem and Nocturne are flipped. Yeah, I think he found Song of Time there.
Yes, he did find the Song of Time.
We were worried about Toilet.
Is that a wacky stick?
Is that a big wacky stick? Is it?
I can't see it. It looks like a green rupee. No, what's the
Big
center?
gray.
What is it?
We got a small wacky stick.
It is an ice trap. Okay.
To be fair, it's very cold water. There's literally ice there, so you know, serves you right for swimming in cold water. Boy Scout survival number 1. They have one of each. Keymaker Keymaker has the key from Lakeside Lab, and Sage has the key from Colossus.
All right, we're getting closer and closer to Pierre.
By the way, fun fact for you guys: if you know the Skulltula that Key's about to hit here, that is actually night only. I found that out after doing a really annoying clip to get in here at one point.
Yeah, friggin' lab. Yeah. So, Dotso, the Way of the Hero gold scale for lab dive means that we're probably going to reevaluate our trick list, right? Right?
We'll see. Maybe. Gorgo, so in this particular case, we happen to know for sure just because Sage also got one of those stones, and so by process of elimination, you know what the other one's left.
Oh, nice. That's not bad. And conveniently in a dungeon, so you can just for wars wind yourself away.
Not opting for that bottle with bugs in it, so we'll never find out what those bugs are for.
Considering I think he wants the empty bottle? I don't know.
He doesn't have it equipped. Normally at this point you equip it. But, I don't know.
Confused. Unless he just wants the bugs as friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I've abandoned Susan on the altar before.
Rude. Wow, you were set to marry Susan and me just left her on the altar? That is very rude. Like 0 out of 10 right there. At least you didn't send like a text message to Susan. Yeah, I think Dotso, I think she was saying that we're figuring out of the Way of the Hero was a scale was Way of the Hero for the magic, because the other magic was behind the wasteland, and so you needed lens to be able to cross it. Is I think the sequence of events that are our guess.
And Burning Cack was Requiem, so you have to cross the wasteland. First time again?
Oh, that's possible for the OI, so you could warp away directly. That wouldn't make sense.
Wait, what?
Because none of the other items you can like drop and pick up, so that is entirely possible if Sage wanted to warp away.
Oh, that makes sense. See? That's what I was saying. Go back and watch the VOD. I said that.
So I would point out that in this particular case, it led you to a magic, so...
Yeah. Today I have read the logic correctly. I don't like it, but I know it. No, Dotso. Not until Dusk finally finishes the rewrite.
So in 2035.
Yes. I feel like Key is very lost. At this point.
I think he'd be lost though. You start with maps and compasses.
I give up.
Man, Shiro actually lasted longer than I was expecting. I was expecting her to give up within the first 20 minutes. Oh yeah, did you find the third opportunity hint? Because we only have DMT and Lake. So unless you're hoping that the Lake was for that one.
Yeah, the Lake had a bow and magic. Unless it was double opportunity hinted. Was it? And everyone get your GGs in chat for Sage.
GG.
And I'm gonna put Key's sound down super low because we're gonna have to swap to him.
Those are the ones I'm most interested in.
Oh, Colossus. That would explain it. I don't think either of our two players found a Colossus. Were those the hints on the back of Lake?
We saw back of Lake hints.
Oh, then.
Both players did.
they were not
DMT
as
Colossus.
as
Well,
bamboozled
Colossus
as
makes sense because that was the other opportunity hint.
Yeah, I don't think I think we had a sometime sent for Colossus.
We had the left hand was strength 3.
Yeah, which none of our players needed.
Correct.
Oh, well. Hi, Restream. I'm bad, it's fine. Can
Whatever, I never found
Probably
irons.
decided.
Irons were in shadow. In
Yeah.
the redead room.
Well, he was hoping that.
So it looks like Sage will be joining us for an interview in a little bit, which will cool. We can confirm the usage of the bug, so I do think that you guys were right that it was probably for the OI in Ganon's room.
Yeah, which makes sense. Again, we were both like, when we figured it out, we'll be like, oh, that makes sense. Why didn't we think of that?
Camera angle's killing me.
Yeah, you know, you guys can debate in chat whether you think that the Colossus hands are they Colossus area or are they Spirit area. Have fun.
Well, the favorite debate.
Did they put someone else?
Let's see. Keymaker's still, I think, still hoping for the hammer at this point, because like the only other thing that he really needs is the 40 skulls for Mir for that last dungeon. So my guess is just trying to find the hammer along the way, and so opting for like high density with the skulls. You could really see here like Sage's skull routing was really good. And you can really tell, like, I would probably be about the same point as Key if I was playing. I am horrible at skull routing.
Yep, same. All right, Sage is in the waiting room, so I will bring him in. As soon as I can click buttons. Hello, GG's.
GG's.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very excellent skull rounding.
Well, I'd hope that I got that hint super early.
Yeah, that was a blessing and also a curse at the same time.
Why is that?
Well, Dobby and I both hate skull routing, so we were just saying that we would not be having a fun time trying to collect 40 skulls. But yeah, I think any time it's on a skull higher than 10, I am not a happy camper.
Well,
personal thing.
The way I look at it is like, at least like it's on some high skull count. You're not like searching mindlessly for something. Like I know where it is. I know what I have to do to get it.
Yeah.
It's not like magic is what was really worrying me. Like the mirror shield was fine. I didn't know where magic was at all.
So. Oh, go ahead.
I was afraid Ganon's castle because I put that off for so long, but luckily, well, there might have been another one in there, I guess, but I don't know.
So we were talking a lot about the hints because Dotso came in chat around the same time as you had finished. So what we're theorizing is because of our trick list, the scale in GTG that led to be gold scale, which had which you didn't find out, is that the logical magic is the gold scale lab dive. Because the iron boots are not in logic to get that, you do require a gold scale. And the second magic, which you had found, which was in Colossus, which unfortunately, because of the trick list, requires you to have a lens and magic to cross the wasteland. Obviously, none of us do that, but that was why GTG was Way of the Hero, to find the scale, which was gold scale at the time, to give you magic from lab dive to cross the wasteland to get the spirit.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking about it, but I guess that makes sense, because what else? There was like Rudo's letter in there. I was thinking maybe there's something in Ice Cavern, or...
Yeah, Rudo's can't be Way of the Hero in our hint distro.
Oh, okay.
At least directly. It can indirectly be hinted. So can, like, we were thinking for a while it could be hammer in order to get that Rudo's letter. Because that could be logically required, but directly it can't be Rudo's.
There was also nothing in Ice Cavern other than Song of Time.
And sadness. There was lots of sadness.
And a bottle. An empty bottle, though.
Yeah.
So...
No
We
hammer.
have found all the bottles, but yeah, there was nothing really of worth in Ice Cavern today.
Read the logic.
I guess the scale makes sense then. That's kind of interesting.
Done much sooner.
Yeah, that comes back to the trick list and things that are very obscure logic.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what the trick list, adding things to the trick list can cut down on the bait wasps, but I don't think you're ever really going to get rid of them. As long as you're using glitchless logic, you're going to have stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. True.
Then going after
But you know,
overall, what did you think of the seed? Dobby is ready to run because of pitchforks.
pitchforks. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. I don't know. He in the race time chat, right as it started, he was like, what did he say? Something like, sorry in advance. And then like Deku Tree had hook shot and a bomb bag and I guess
The other scale.
the other scale, yeah, I was like, okay, there's nothing really to be sorry about this. Then I guess, 40 mirror shield. That's something to be sorry about, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. We were wondering at the start, we're like, this is too nice. You can't start in the first, 10 minutes, find bombs, long shot, hover boots, and bow. That's not allowed. Something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm waiting for the other foot to drop. I was like, I thought it was going to be magic. I thought I was going to be searching for that for the next 2 hours.
Almost. I mean, you got the magic at the 2-hour mark, so I mean, yes.
Yeah. No, I meant I was going to have all the dungeons done and then be looking for it for 2 hours. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that does happen often to us in these seeds, is that we're searching for magic.
Oh, well. Not too bad we can't just go to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
We all wish we could.
Heavy for the first time in the run.
Make life easier.
And we're having technical issues again. This has been like the stream of Dobby. He put a gif of you were the chosen one of from Star Wars. Because of the three of us, Lazy has been the only one to not have technical issues and finally had a frozen stream. I hope that's not anyone else. But yeah, this has been a technical issue stream all across the board. Hold on, I have to check and make sure that that's not actually a Twitch thing. Oh god.
Keymaker is fine on my end for me.
Yeah.
But there's that.
I swear to God, if it's
Hold on, I'm finding out.
Pompeii, I'm gonna be so mad.
I have an ad,
It'd be such bullshit.
but good now.
In the,
Oh my
Sim
god.
scenario.
Anyway, that's all that's been happening behind the scenes, Sage, that you've missed. It's just technical issues galore.
Well, I'm watching the stream. I'm not seeing anything here, but
Okay, good. Thank God.
It's a stick.
But it does seem so. Not really to spoiler, although Dotso kind of said in chat he did find a hammer. So right now he is doing the 40 skulls to get mirror shield. So he'll be following behind you. He 1, 2, 3, 4. He already completed Shadow, so I think he'll just go mode Spirit, and then find out that the light arrows are in mid-fire.
which you logically need hammer to get, interestingly.
Yeah.
I think. So I was really curious where that hammer was. It had to be wasp, but it wasn't hinted.
It's just not a high priority because it's not a high density area.
I think it's in Spirit because you go moded Spirit, so you statue head clipped. I think it probably was deeper in Spirit would be my assumption. That's the only thing we have not yet seen.
It would make sense for if someone went to Spirit earlier without being in go mode, that would make sense to full clear that and find it.
Yeah, it would. Oh well. I guess we'll find out sooner or later.
You've got 1 in 3 of it being a good
The world may never know. As in, probably after this restream.
Yeah.
Since
If
we
you
do
are
have someone
also
that
looking
had
to find out, you can check out the DBR S1 race results, where Dotso will be telling, I'm sure has mentioned where he found Hammer.
No, he hasn't yet. But
Not yet.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
He will be revealing it to the highest bidder.
The highest bidder.
I accept any forms of payment. Please send it directly. Okay, thanks.
I will sacrifice my soul. Is that enough?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I figure I wasn't doing anything with it anyway, so.
Oh!
I think.
I'm pretty sure Key has 40 skulls now, or is one off? Yeah, so I'll mark
I think he's
40
got
for
40.
lazy. Yay, I've marked something! Yay! It's only been 3 hours since I could mark something.
Which one of these is 40?
But hopefully we'll see the hammer in spirit. That would make me happy.
This guy's 40?
But otherwise, I don't know where else it is.
Okay, that's 30. Awesome.
Why, fool!
So pretty much everyone who has 3 races is going to qualify.
So we will see here Key finding in the mirror shield, which I don't think Key has randomized colors, which kind of makes me sad. He had some really pretty. I did like Sage had a really nice mirror shield.
Yeah, it was like purple or something.
It was a very nice shade of espresso.
Very pretty.
But it's not like it's the end of the world.
And unfortunately, Key's not going to get Requiem because Requiem was on Burning Cack.
Yeah.
Also, Sage Nocturne was at Requiem if you had left the temple.
Oh yeah, I thought about that after I left. I was like, it was probably there, but oh well.
You did the cool way, so I mean, that's okay. We
I was a little bit sad when you found that magic because we were kind of going towards a child shadow. It was close, and I was hoping, but then you found the magic, and I was happy for you, but at the same time sad.
I was thinking about it, but the problem is if you're looking for magic, Child Shadow really isn't a good play because the probability that it's there is lower than anywhere else because you need magic to get in there. The only way it's in there is if there's an extra magic in there.
So what was Requiem? So
But you would have
Well,
still completed the dungeon, so I mean, there's that.
But, yeah, but it wouldn't have helped me anyway because I still need magic.
Dobby's just sad, it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, you could do. And where the magic or where the big key was, if I had done Child Spirit or Child Shadow, I don't think I could have got that.
No, actually, I think that's one of the few checks you can't get is the pot room.
Literally the only check, I think.
Yeah, actually. So I would have felt worse because when Dotso did it in a qual that Dobby did not attend, it was a 50-50 between that and the Redead room, and he was able to get it finally. But it was close to being unreachable as child, which would have felt bad after all of that.
Technically, I remember for Dotso, technically he had another check left, so there were 3 spots that could have been left, and he got it he got the third from last that he could check. So,
well, yeah,
still
it was the pot and then the redeads, because if you kill the redeads and wait for them to fully disappear, it sets the flag for the first silver rupee room to open the gate. That was the other one.
Because OOT. That's how OOT works. OOT is a well-coded video game.
Yes.
To be fair, though, in this particular instance, you really shouldn't be able to get there to that room without doing the scythe, so kind of fair.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to
And
wait.
Sage, we did want to confirm, because at one point we saw near the end, you went and you grabbed bugs, and we're trying to figure out, I think it was right before you went in chat, we're trying to figure out what it was for. Someone in chat was suggesting it was for the OI in Ganondorf.
Yes, that's why I got those.
It's more.
Yeah, I thought you just wanted the bugs as friends, as moral support.
No, I wanted the OI out of Ganondorf.
Fine.
I mean, they were friends.
OI with your friends, though.
Yeah, I mean, they were friends. Your friends help you go faster.
They're friends when they don't insta-dive.
Yeah, that was also true. When I was trying to learn RBA over the week, I ended up putting Susan out of bounds because I didn't back away from the wall. So that would probably be my luck, is that if I picked up bugs or something, they would like insta swim away.
Right? Ooh, I almost fell down there. That would have been fun.
Oh dear.
Rip. Yeah.
Poor Susan, stuck in the void forever.
That's exactly what I thought that do.
Whoa, it's fine. It's not true. I think Susan still follows gravity, and so actually plummets until eventually hitting a death plane. So that's way better, right?
Well, you know, Susan is a pioneering fish going where no fish has ever gone before.
Exactly.
Find more glitches. She's gonna SRM her way back to the game. That's why we have a fish in every single generic grotto.
Susan the SRM fish.
Yes,
I don't know.
that is now the lore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's no.
And this is how we entertain ourselves as we're watching Key go free my alter ego Shiro the Carpenter, so that he can go to Spirit.
Shiro's going to Spirit? You're the Carpenter? Nice.
How bad that I had to free this guy because I failed that trick like 3 times.
Nah.
But also, I would.
This guy should have been left in his cage.
Rip.
You saying you want to keep Shiro imprisoned?
I want to keep that Shiro imprisoned.
Look us! I'm scared.
No, the other one, not you. You can go free.
I roll good enough seeds to be free.
I'll pay your bail. You're good.
All right, good. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm not good enough at that trick to pass through the gate, and also the one time I've done that, I accidentally did not free the Carpenter, which means I can't go back that way. So that's the only like bad part, is to make sure you don't free the Carpenter, or you kind of lock yourself into having to go the other way to get to Gerudo Fortress.
Yeah, on these settings, they don't put the guard on the other side. When you have some kind of entrance rando, I think that's when they put the guard on the other side, and you can just talk to her instead.
Yeah, but I don't want random spawns. I hate random spawns.
I wish they just put that guard on the other side no matter what. I don't know why it has to be stuck
I
to
agree.
entrance rando.
Maybe the guards know how to hover too. They've got spears. They don't have shields though. So like,
what's this?
You never buy a shield?
Oh, I think if you're familiar with Monster Hunter, the video game series, I think you can use Insect Glaive to fly through the air. They're probably using that with their spears. This makes perfect sense.
That would have been great.
Well, they're spinning the spear very fast over their heads, so that it's like a helicopter.
Makes sense too.
That's how it works.
Up onto here. Over here.
One thing that'll be interesting on Key's side, we will see. I think Key knows how to do statue climb. I think he's done it. It is despite what you might have seen on Sage's side, who made it look super easily. It is a fairly difficult trick. There are several components to it, like several different steps you have to do. So we'll see if he goes for that or if it ends up clearing. We might, if he doesn't, we might end up seeing where the hammer is.
Look at the improvement.
The thing about that trick is it has several variations depending on what items you have in your inventory. If you don't have hook shot, there's a way around that. If you have hover boots, there's a way you can use those instead. Or if you have nothing, you can do it with that too.
I think you always need bombs. No, I think you can use chews too.
You can use chews, but it's a little trickier with chews. I don't like doing it with chews.
And if you have a seed where you haven't found bombs or chews, that's a big oof.
Yeah, and if you have a seed where you haven't found those and you're in like deep spirit, something's gone wrong, I think.
On the bright side, there can't really be anything.
And also, Key had strength too, so he just pushed the block, but Sage, you did the Bane of My Existence glitch with the bomb push, and you did it flawlessly. So I hate you, but also GG's on that.
Yeah, I was kind of happy that went so well.
Yeah, that was like flawless. Very well done.
After failing so many tiny things, like the Jabu blue switch thing and the skipping the gate thing, finally something small went right.
I absolutely hate that blue switch in Jabu.
So
I basically only do it if I have like a second bottle to be able to like OI.
Nocturne.
Yeah, that door is the final boss of the game, for real.
Yeah. Baronade is just his Valet.
because
Exactly. We
May
all
I,
hate that door.
may I take your coat, sir?
I'm sorry.
For like 20 minutes.
Think about this for a second. I had worked this out. Nocturne has to be Requiem, right?
He unfortunately did not a Baron hit
Yeah,
until
Nocturne has to be
after
Requiem,
full
because
clearing
Nocturne can't be
Jabu.
vanilla, because you have to
So they didn't get the Jabu hint.
Yeah, outside of Jabu. By the way, the dungeon that you're in front of is Baron.
Hey, early BK, cool. And that means
Yeah.
Which is really nice if you check that first, but if you check it after, you can just kind of feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
I got the hint somewhere else too, but I can't remember where. I think it was maybe DMC.
River.
Oh, it was River. Okay.
So near-ish.
Oh, wait, I've never done this trick with long
And key getting the boss key.
I don't think it's
So hopefully we'll just go mode it.
might make it a little easier.
I'm more convinced that Hammer is in the top of Spirit. Dotso has not answered you, so
Yeah,
we will figure out eventually. I don't know if he's still lurking in chat.
What the hell the way of the hero was for this. Like, I just don't understand. Because we had Hyrule Field had hover boots, which implies something in shadow. The only thing that was in shadow
Probably went to get
was
lunch
Iron Boots,
because it is now lunchtime.
which implies either something
It's
Yep.
4 p.m., so
or
depends what
something
time zone.
like bottom of Zora Fountain or something like that. Hey, we found the other bomb bag.
Oh yeah, and
And
that
then
third bomb bag,
GTG,
nice.
Which was Way of the Hero. Had we can skip all this, can't we? GTG had Rudo's letter, which implies something behind King Zora.
It does look like, hopefully...
Behind King Zora was
Yep, there we go. Going to statue head clip.
Song of
I need to
Time,
learn
something in
this.
water. Or forest. And nothing.
But I
none of
can't
those were
pause
water.
buffer to save my life.
So I'm confused generally.
Each did it unbuffered, which is
Unless
really
I must just
impressive.
be forgetting something.
Alright, I have faith I can YOLO.
Or something like
Nope,
that.
no, he
This
paused.
part, This part, I think you have 2 frames, so I think it's one of those like dot skip that there's technically 2 frames, but how you do it depends on like your the inputs actually depend on which frame you hit. So effectively, it might be 1.
Yeah, there's 2 frames there, but if it's the first frame, you gotta mash B, and if it's the second one, you just gotta hold shield.
It's not getting through. You can see the out of bounds, but I think you have the hookshot extension, right?
How are you?
It makes it easier, but I don't think you strictly have to.
Okay. I don't know why
But-
it's not getting it though.
But yeah,
On the way.
What's happening?
hookshot extension
Yeah,
definitely
Where am I?
definitely makes this easier.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Like I'm getting. I might fall doing this. Yeah. I think so.
There you go.
Oh, and it's falling down.
That's what
Ooh,
happened.
oh no.
that sucks.
I took a risk there trying to get.
That
my
was probably
foot in the
better
door.
though because he kept side hopping, which I think probably was the opposite of what you would want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I relearned.
I don't think
Stats
it-
Phone, like, really
I
reinforcing
guess.
it, like a couple seeds ago. I just.
That's one way to get hookshot extension is the side hop, I guess, but
Yes, there
I
is.
learned the new or the better wasteland.
Because
after
I have a lot of difficulty with hookshot extension, so learning that you can side hop and essentially do the same thing is pretty great.
There's a step that I'm forgetting.
yeah, having a side hop there though is a little scary, but I don't think it matters that much.
Oh, close.
I think that was the second frame.
Yeah.
You don't mash there.
You definitely see here, as we were mentioning, like these glitches aren't required, and so you can see like if you were struggling with them, you're always able to just go and do the dungeon normally, should you desire. If you're getting too tilted, and you're like, you know what, it's not worth it. You are able to just decide that instead you'll do things normally. Also, happy 3-hour, everyone.
Yay! Happy 3 hours. This is probably the longest seed we've had in a while,
Like, there's a
where
side
first
hop I'm
finishers
supposed to
were
do
like
somewhere in here.
245.
I think Dotsa was sub 230, which is good because usually the mark for like a really bad seed is that top finishers are
That looks
over 230. It's not great though. It's definitely not good.
I don't know why this is
No.
not grabbing the gate.
Just barely a mediocre seed.
What is even happening right now?
You hear that, Dobby? Mediocre.
You know what? I will take it at this point with some of the seeds I've gemmed.
It's not going through the wall. He has the hookshot extension.
Yep. There we
I
go.
think he might have gotten it there. Yeah,
There we
you
go.
I don't know what was going on.
Oh, okay, there you go.
First try, Bob.
Oh shit.
Ooh, that's so cool.
Recoiled. Alright, at least I'll have Pharaoh's win for checking the light arrow's hand.
We'll see. Once Key's done this, then he's just gonna be going straight to the castle, and then we'll also have to go through fire for that same light arrows.
Yeah, but it'll be pretty quick for the most part. It wasn't the worst, but yeah, it's not easy
great.
fire.
This is probably also, while we're getting Twin Robot, a good time to remind everyone that you guys are watching the DDR Qualifier, the very final one for Season 1.
Wow,
This is
really?
Qualifier 8. So the results of this will determine the seeding for the bracket tournament that is starting after this. So all of our eligible players will be getting an opt-in, and then from there they will be able to schedule the 1v1 matches. If you are interested in learning the rule set, which we always encourage and love to see new people, we encourage you to check the Discord and the DDR discussion channel, as well as the DDR S1 discussion channel. Both will have people super happy to help you learn about either glitches, tricks, techniques, logic of this seed, anything to that nature. People will be more than happy to help. If you're looking to try out these settings, you can check out either the DDR Async channel, which has a bunch of asyncs you can do with these settings, as well as checking the web generator. You can use the dev build and then use the DDR preset on there, and that'll help these exact settings.
The only type where I have a chance of beating Not Sage. Are you? Come on! You suck. I hate Robo.
You can kind of hear Keith salt at the Twin Robot trolls. They are really annoying.
They were very nice to me today. They gave me a double.
Yeah, you had great RNG. Let me actually see where I can find that discussion about the pillars. Where is this?
I'll tier second that. I'll also take this opportunity to shout out both of our runners, one of which is right now on commentary with us for the interview, Sage and Keymaker, as well as our tracker, who until recently was the only one with a working computer. And now I think we went from 1.75 working computers, and we might be at like 1.3. But we got Lazy here, XL Lazy YX, who's helping us on tracker, as well as Shiro, who's been doing some of the tracking when our computers work, as well as, of course, my co-commentator and the restreamer, Shiro.
Hey. Alright, so this was actually in general. So the angle the Twin Robo's beam checks for the flexion is based on Link's feet, not the upper half, so it needs to be less than 45 degrees in either direction, giving you a 90-degree angle to aim. So I think that is more for why sometimes the reflection does and doesn't work. And the other one is they don't actually shoot randomly. Every time they fly, they have a chance of visiting a pillar. Once a pillar has been visited, a shot is queued, and then the sister will fire when it's stopped again, assuming the other one isn't shooting. So letting the non-shooting sister fly to a pillar, she'll have a shot ready to go, making the fight much quicker as a troll cycle is no longer possible. So that was the discussion. Thank you, Decomp. But yeah, I think everyone's strat is usually to go to a pillar and stalk the pillar, but maybe that might not be the best strat.
What if it's out here?
I don't know, I usually just try to keep them both in my view as much as possible.
Yeah.
And fry. That's also my strat when things go badly, which is every time.
Looks like Key is going to pick up Nocturne because no one. Oh wait, dropping for ores maybe?
Ooh, that's a. What are you doing, Key? Why are you dropping FW? Oh, in case you have to go back. So that means you can't drop it in Ganon's castle.
Well, what you can do, if you'll save in Ganon's castle and then drop the furrows and then dispel this one and then drop one there, and then if Ganon were to say light arrows are in spirit, he can just reset and he'll have the furrows win back in spirit.
Stage with like the 5 head strats of like 4D chess. Like let's set up like basically 2 files of FW.
Well, it's not really setting up 2 files. It's just using saving creatively.
Speaking of which, we did appreciate your strat for resetting. Like you got rid of your fire arrows and reset back to GTG in order to get to spirit quicker. We did like that strat. That was very clever.
Yeah, I had the hint and I forgot I had it. I should have done that before I went to GTG, but I figured I wanted to get it out of the way, so I did that. If it had been magic, it would have been good, but also bad, because then I'd have to walk back to GTG. I couldn't save warp. Or, scum.
Could also be this fairy fountain.
Well, I think in your particular case, it probably would have been bad because you're checking Colossus anyway. So, like, it just basically mean you would have walked more.
Alright, so what do we do? So now
we save in
the inner tower. Oh no, we save after we kill the Knuckles.
And Keymaker earlier did clear Janet's castle. So the good news is at least he'll be able to just basically like skip some of the first rooms and just go straight to the the Iron Knuckles. So that will be nice.
Okay, so there was nothing in Ganon's, huh?
Nope. Other than the Zora tunic, which was not helpful.
Strength. There was also a strength.
Oh,
Zora
strength and
tunic.
water trial, but yeah, still not helpful.
I think a bottle, though nothing helpful, but like a bunch of weird stuff.
It's just that if you don't happen to have ZL at that point.
Okay. I was worried about Ganon's the entire time. That and bottom of the well, those were the 2 I was thinking about.
Yeah, no one's on the well that we saw today. Oh, that's another potential place for Hammer.
This is true. I don't remember where the Song of Storms was.
It was fairly early. I don't think it was locked behind anything. It was like Saria's song or something. Hang on.
GG to Asder with 3rd place with 3:10.21.
GG's.
Oh shit.
Oh, Song of Storms was on the Zelda's Lullaby check.
Oh, then yeah, then that's super early. So it could very well be in bottom of the well.
Can you
It was on ZL. Thank you, Lazy.
This? I think you can.
This is why trackers are the best. They're the ones who actually know when we hypothesize on things.
Yes, Dotso, I want to know where in spirit it was. Okay, thanks.
Dispel this.
Where in spirit it was.
And we'll decide. So
Drum rolls trees. Get your votes in chat right now before Dotso types it. Is it going to be deep fire? Is it going to be deep spirit? Is it going to be bottom of the well?
Well, it's not going to be deep fire.
Is it going to be somewhere else that we're dumb and can't think of?
I think we saw the rest of it. We even saw ice.
It's going to be adult fishing.
We saw adult fishing. It was not adult fishing.
It's clearly a long thing because Dots is taking a while to type in.
Put the sushi down. I want to know. I'm impatient. Fuck you. It is in spirit. You can't lie to me. So it had to be bottom of the well then.
I really hope it's not a hammer locked.
Chickens.
There is no way in hell Dotso would do chickens in this earth. No.
If you voted for Spirit, I'm sorry, you are incorrect, according to Dotso.
Where else? It could be in Wasteland, but it's not really worth it. Bottom of the well. All right. So my second guess is fine.
Figures.
Yeah, it does make sense because it was in logic. You had storms.
Or that hammer's in Fire Temple. That would be annoying. But
yeah, that could have easily been a WAF hint, but they decided to use it on a scale instead.
Tricks, man.
I played this really poorly.
The tricks have bamboozled us again.
Curse you, glitchless logic. You've struck again.
Yes, our one and only weakness, glitchless logic.
I could do the clip to get to this, to the ones below this.
Today is Sunday, so I think it's that I actually know you too well now.
Okay, no los dos.
I would just have to remember.
Yes, that also.
Hey, we got plenty of health to deal with this area, so we won't bother with a fairy.
now we watched Key go to mid-fire. Unfortunately, it is technically hammer locked, which means that hammer is required. But thankfully, no one gives a shit, and we're just gonna clip.
This clip, if you're learning, it's also like there's a similar movement that's used in a couple different places. You just get into the corner, kill the keys because they're annoying. That's also required. You get into the corner, side hop, side roll, and then crouch up twice, and then when you jump slash, you'll be able to clip through like a ton of different things. Most notable example is here, but you can also use it to clip into the adult archery shooting gallery, as well as the bottom of Forest Temple. You can use that to clip out of bounds and get to the door a little quicker. So.
I'll skip works for that too. And the spirit trial thing with the statue.
All the other chests, I think I can get.
You go to spirit trial, you push the statue up against the wall. You do that, crouch stab twice, and then you jump through the wall.
Yeah. Yes. I see what you mean. I thought you were talking about. My brain decided you said spirit temple.
No, spirit trial. Well, spirit temple actually there is a use for it there too. There's an Armos. You push it against the wall. You do that, and then you can void out from the big statue room. So if you were to fail, say, statue climb, and you don't have a hook shot to get back up, then you void there, and you'll end up back at the top.
Which makes sense. And yes, Dotso having a very complicated explanation.
Boss key chest. I was thinking about that for a second.
It works on a lot of cardinally oriented Dinopoly versus BG check collision, where the Dyna is on your right. Yep.
Yes.
Exactly. That took the words right out of my mouth.
Oof.
In other words, haha, crouch stab go burr.
Yay! I like that one better.
Also, obviously, we cannot be on fire since we
That meme never gets old. I love it.
Never gets old.
I can't see the bomb at all. Awesome.
So GG, Asder. Fire Ret was a mess.
Indeed.
I see it a little bit now. There it is.
We assume then that means you did not get the hammer, and you also did 40 skulls. So that means that bottom of the well once again wins the game.
It only wins the game when you don't go there. If you go there, then it doesn't win the game.
Exactly. It's like Schrodinger's bottom of the well.
Underside area
If you open it, it has nothing. If you don't, it has everything.
It only decides what items are down there once you're down there.
Yeah, Shadow layout was basically whether you went from the back or the front, you still meet in the center with having it be in pot room.
The spirit layout though was really nice. First chest having PK on adult side. That's just actually nice for once.
Yeah, it was perfect for just statue climb.
Yeah, because the other one had the small case, so you didn't even have to go to child side if you didn't want to.
Go fire to get an early hammer play or something like that is what I mean.
It was definitely got spirit for glitchers.
Which also, Jesus freaking Christ, can
Ooh.
you stop using small keys and just give me light arrows?
Unfortunately, it was in like, and we were also saying earlier, the BK for Shadow was in the one place that you can't do it as child anyway. So you would have been burned for doing child Shadow regardless. That's definitely a fuck you game. It's like, why can't we have fun?
Which is extra ironic that would burn you, because the reason you can't go in is because you don't have a fire source. So
there actually is a way to do that room as child. It's just if you had the means to do it, you wouldn't be doing child Shadow because you need Din's fire.
This is true. You could full memes use Din's to complete that room. Even though you could just do it as an adult, that would be some restream swag right there.
Sure.
We should plan to a seed just for restream swag, but it would be the most awful seed ever imaginable.
Terrible. It would be amazing to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd ever do that to a person.
Be like Zelda's lullaby on 3 stones.
So I know the hammer.
Something in the back of Shadow required.
At least I can do that this time.
Oh, I can come up with all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. All of them not fun. Let me use the spoiler log and I'd play it. Yeah. I mean, spoiler log races are not that bad. In that sense, like, you can even plan out the most awful seed ever. But I don't know. But then, would you actually use the glitches that we want you to?
We include them in the spoiler log.
And be like, must use statue head clip here. Must mega flip to this place.
And we saw there on Keymaker's side, if you used to the block clip and fire, that's an older strat that, once again, he's done a lot of bingo, been playing bingo for a while, and so if you've not, it's definitely one that if you know a trick, I mean, might as well not. It's easier to learn a different trick rather than just, you know, relearn a one you already know. So.
And done a significant portion of it. Oh, I beat DC, didn't I?
And Dotso, we just assume that if we're trying to build something, we forget about some like silly glitches like, oh yeah, if you use EPG to go into this wall and then do OI, suddenly the game gives you every item in the game.
Really?
Oh no, and I think that was the one where the light arrows were.
No, it's on the bottom.
That's the bottom, thankfully.
Okay.
He's fine. I hate when that happens, though.
I think it actually secretly saved him time.
That rock is a pain in the butt.
Thanks, Boulder. Oh yeah, it is the one on the bottom. Oh good, Boulder's friend.
Boulder has fixed his conflicting feelings.
This was dumb.
Not a rock. It's a boulder. How does that line go?
Boulder no longer has conflicting feelings. I think it might include about hitting a child or fighting a child afterwards. I forget the exact.
No, I'm
line
thinking of
at the end.
SpongeBob. It's like a SpongeBob thing.
It's not a boulder, it's a rock.
Yeah. That was the one.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going for Avatar myself.
I mean,
The pioneers used to ride these babies for miles.
Miles, yep. SpongeBob for life.
See, Dotso gets it.
But I mean, both of them are applicable, but my heart goes to SpongeBob.
Oh, really? I got scale and GTG.
Meh.
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 Avatar is back on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah.
And at least for US Netflix.
I don't think it left Netflix on Canada.
Oh wait, no, that was for Irons.
Yeah, Bottom of the Well. Ooh, echo. Bottom of the Well was very good for skull routing as well. That's an easy 3 skulls.
I forgot to jump slash buff.
Why did you go to Bottom of the Well twice, Dotso?
That was interesting.
Why?
I got him and he shrugged off the effect at the same time. That was awesome. Yeah, I completely forgot where I got.
I mean, fair. Why'd you leave the first time? Oh, the first time you didn't have bombs
That sucks.
or explosives?
I think, Frank, I probably wasn't going to do much better in this race by thinking differently.
Oh, Azure, did you get the free bottle then?
A 320, dear lord.
I don't know if you went and you actually went back to get a bottle or if you just did it without.
No, Zelda didn't feel like spending a billion years doing blank A.
So
How is it a billion years?
It does take compared to just doing ZL, it takes a long time to get those underwater chests without it.
That's why I'm confused.
I would have just done it.
Because the only thing that was
Because
This is why I
especially
lose. Oh,
it's especially true on VC because
saving quitting.
you got to save quit both times to get out.
Well, you could use
Yeah.
bombs, I guess, but I'd probably still be faster because you need to get back to the entrance. We did also appreciate that it was faster when you're in Fire Temple to play Bolero and go back in than to just save and quit when you're on VC.
Yeah, I actually wasn't sure, but VC has such long save quit times that I just figured it might be faster to do it that way.
I think Dotso confirmed that it is faster. Which, yeah, I play on EverDrive, so it's not the case there.
Ooh, this is a rough time for me.
All right.
It's up to-
Hopefully, Key is up for interview.
Or
We'll
not
see.
even sub 3, I mean.
But Key is the last person to finish. Zombie God did forfeit,
Missed sub
unfortunately.
That sucks.
That was still his third though, so I think he's still good for the tournament.
Yep,
Yes.
we will be. This is the last qualifier race, and so the last opportunity for people to fulfill their 3 races they need for bracket tournaments. So then, yeah, as we were mentioning, after this, people will be getting an opt-in form for if they want to join the brackets, and then from there, figure out matchups, and then people can start scheduling, which should be super exciting.
Comment
Huzzah!
bad.
All right, let me actually put it on the correct scene this time.
So the 1.6 players, right?
Apparently the restream's still going.
Key did agree to an interview, so we'll give him a second to get settled. And yeah, so 324 overall, not the worst. I think it was really just because of skull routing. So I think that just shows if you are really excellent at skull routing and something you enjoy doing and hard like go for. This seed is really not that bad.
And you can see that Sage got all 40, which is a lot of skulls, and was within like an hour and a half had that 40.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Key. GG.
GG.
GG, Dobby, you suck at rolling seeds.
I was waiting for the pitchfork.
Though honestly, this is the only kind of seed that I could potentially beat Sage and Dotso on. I just flubbed the logic so hard.
Yeah, I mean, the way the hero scale had a lot of people about like why for GTG. I think there were a lot of interesting hints because magic was split across a trick distribution. So the magic in Wasteland, not Wasteland, in Colossus Fairy versus the magic on Lab Dive, because of the Wasteland crossing the Wasteland trick without Lens and Magic, it's not in logic. The way the hero scale was for the Lab Dive to get that magic to cross the Wasteland.
What
But
was Way of the Hero hover boots for, though? I saw they led to Iron Boots, so I got misled by the so I forgot Scale was in GTG, but I had Rudo's letter there, I thought. So I figured something behind King Zora and got Song of Time there, and then also had Iron Boots, Way of the Hero off of hover boots. So I figured River Chest. And then, of course, I got like a bomb refill off of that.
well, probably for fire, because you are key locked, most likely to get all the way to light arrows, most likely in logic. So for fire and for shadow was required to get both medallions.
Yeah, that's frustrating. And
Yeah,
then
way
where
the
was
hero
Hammer?
Hammer was in bottom of the well.
God damn it, I knew it. I
know.
forgot. I literally said bottom of the well in the pre-match chat, and I just forgot it existed for 2.5 hours.
Azure, the hovers were in Hyrule Field, Open Grotto.
Yeah, they were Way the Hero entered.
Yes, they were the way the hero Hyrule Field. But I think this was a seed of definite logic testing in terms of the most randomest items being hinted.
Yeah, honestly, like, I say it was a bad seed just to make fun of Dobby, but honestly, it wasn't, like, an unfun seed to run because you got bombs and, like, hookshot and bow pretty early, so you had, like, you could do stuff and, like, you could do tricks and stuff like that and speed things up a lot, so it wasn't bad.
And we had no idea what was going on because I gen the seed, so we knew it had to be some kind of bad. And then we saw at the beginning, you guys within the first like 15 minutes had long shot, hovers, and bombs, and a bow, and we're like, what?
Yeah, Deku Tree was absolutely loaded. Like, I think we had, in Deku Tree alone, we had Hookshot, Bomb Bag, Silver Scale, and Adult's Wallet. The Silver Scale immediately got you bow in, whatchamacallit, in Lake Hallie. And then I think there was also a hint behind Deku Tree for Hyrule Field for the hover boots. So it was just like, here's everything, like, figure the rest of the scene out, I guess. Yeah, exactly, not so.
Yeah.
But honestly, like as long as you've got bombs early, it makes a lot more fun in DDR. So you can at least just super slide everywhere. So you're not just sitting there back walking across Hyrule Field 50 times.
Yes, fair statement. And we had all the bomb bags today.
Yeah, and all the bottles, and all the fairy spells, and all the arrows.
All the things except the hammer.
Yep. I cannot believe I forgot. Like literally, as I was about to get the hint for a lighter, I was like, "Wait, why did I forget about bottom of the well?" Like I got
to be honest, until Dotso
sorry.
said where it was, I'm like, I was gung ho on it being Spirit because both you and Sage decided to statue clip and not do the top of Spirit, and I'm like, that's where the light arrows are. I was convinced, light arrows or hammer.
Yeah, that's why I left Pharaoh's Wind there before I went back. Just in case I didn't want to have to trek out there again. But then the problem was I would have thought bottom of the well as soon as I got storms, except we had the opportunity hint in Death Mountain Trail that I wasn't super worried about because I cleared most of it, and then we hit storms. I was like, oh, okay, I can clear that last DMT one, and then forgot what else that clears. So whoops, or what else that opens up logically. So I just need to stop thinking about logic. Like it's honestly like it screws me every time I think about it.
So the hovers were obviously necessary for Shadow. What other thing were they necessary for that they would be wasps?
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about. Like, I'm how do they work in fire?
So usually in fire, therefore, to get to Volvagia, because if you can't get all the way up to the top logically to use the hammer to drop the block, the only other way to get to Volvagia's room is with hovers. And so
top logically though, I'm pretty sure you could.
It depends on the key logic. Like I think you need like 7 keys or something, like a lot of keys logically in order to be able to.
Yeah, because I had there were like 3 in the bottom area, but you had to have hammer for them. And then I stopped at the bottom maze because I hit light arrows, obviously. But yeah, maybe there weren't enough keys.
Yeah, the majority of times you will need hovers because of key logic in fire.
Oh, Compass didn't have a key. Yeah, and I know Hammer Chest had a key from the hints. Yeah, but DMT Fairy was actually what the opportunity hint was. The DMT Grotto was actually empty, which made me sad.
Well, and apparently Jotso said he found another opportunity for the third opportunity, which I don't think we saw in Restream, was Colossus area for that magic.
Oh, Colossus was?
Fuck.
Well, the opportunity hint, the Rang in this seed was in the bottom of Forest, so I think you're mixing up seeds.
I wonder where that Colossus hint was. I thought I was pretty thorough.
There was a Colossus hint for strength on the Mirror Shield chest.
That I did get.
Yeah. That's Jotso was saying it was an opportunity hint for it, so.
Which, well, also for magic.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, who else full cleared Jabu and then immediately after hit the Jabu Baron hint?
I got both of those. I got both Jabu hints before I went in there.
Oh, I got both of them right afterwards. It was great. In the I hate myself kind of way.
I don't think it was Metagoron because I looked at that.
The trick key is just to not do Jabu anytime.
I thought it was Way the Hero. Because I forgot I'd scale. It's fine.
Yeah.
I need to stop paying attention to hints in general because I always misread my hints or just misunderstand the logic. So I should just not care about hints anymore.
For the hints, we do ensure that you can't have a Wave the Hero hint for a Tunic or for Ruda's Letter directly, at least. So for those ones, we do specifically make sure that that exact situation can't happen. Though it can happen like indirectly because sometimes logic's a jerk.
Yeah, I forgot Ruda's Letter couldn't get hinted anymore. Oh, that would have made my life make more sense.
Yes.
Oh, cool. GG.
GG's again to both of you. You know what? This was a test of logic, which is never a fun time. But overall, couldn't have been that bad. At least it wasn't one of my seeds because my computer was having major issues.
So if you thought the scene was terrible, blame Shiro because she was going to gen it, and then her computer was having issues, so I had to.
The seed would have been a lot better if we had, instead of GTG Wath, we had bottom of the well Wath. That would have been much more helpful.
Way better seed.
Yeah.
So I will give a shout out to the two of you, so Magic Penguin or Sage, and Key. Thank you both for being on Restream today and for participating in the last and final qual of the tournament before brackets. So with that said, I'm going to plug the OoTR Discord. So now that we have completed our 8 qualifiers, the tournament opt-in will happen next, and we'll move to brackets. Pending the availability of restreamers as well as the runners if they opt into being restreamed before finals, you may or may not be seeing brackets restream here on ZSR. So definitely give a follow to this channel. It could be on ZSR 1, 2, 3, or 4, but they will be announced on the schedule on the website or in the ZSR Discord in the specific channel DDR S1 announcements. So stay tuned for that if you are looking forward to the rest of this tournament, as we are definitely. And if not, if you're interested in learning more about DDR in general, we do have a monthly restream, and that monthly restream will be happening this Saturday, the 24th, where we will be doing a community event to be announced, and hopefully be something a little bit fun. So if you have any questions, concerns, comments, koalas, or anything under the sun that you would like to ask the organizers, so myself, Dobby, or Egg, we will be available to basically showcase what DDR is all about and have fun with some item randomizer. Yeah, one of my coworkers says that phrase, and it just stuck with me because it's pretty cute. So yes, I meant to say koalas on purpose, because koalas are cute but also deadly. So I will also give a plug to our only person with a functioning computer today, our tracker, Lazy. So Lazy has already dipped. Thank you very much to them for sticking it out and double tracking, as well as helping when we have so many computer issues. And for my co-commentator, Dobby, thank you also for getting the infliction of my computer issue at the very end. But we appreciate that you've commentated pretty much every single one of these qualifiers. So everyone, please give Dobby a follow. We thank him profusely for helping making these restreams happen.
And thank you everyone for stopping by and chat and for tolerating my stupid jokes for 8 restreams.
We love you, Dobby. Thank you very much.
Love me, just not the seeds I gen. Sorry.
Yay! Or my seeds either. But with that, we will send everyone to the Wind Waker Randomizer bi-weekly fun race. I think they're still going. So they are on ZSR 3. And we hope to see you on the next restreams. Thank you, everyone, for spending your afternoon with us. We hope you have a great rest of your day. And gonna go to change scene. Today, no technical issues. Yay! All right. Bye-byes, everyone.